Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, King of the Hill, ESL, I am Tasty Steve, joined by none other, the ravenous, the caveman, the prehistoric, vicious, my brother from another mother. Sir, how are you?
It's
great,
been a
while.
Man.
This is your first foray into the ESL world, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a journey, but I'm glad to finally be here. It's awesome, and I'm really excited to see what's going to go down in tonight's King of the Hill.
Well, first off, let's, I mean, you're new here, so let's get into the format, if you will.
Sure.
So here at King of the Hill ESL, we have a first to 10 format. So let's just take a look at it really quick. Of course, it is, like I said, it is King of the Coast Invitational, East versus West. King returns next week to defend the title, if you are not familiar. And, of course, this is Street Fighter V. And the rules go as follows. It is a first to 10 set. That's kind of unprecedented for most, but that's why we are here. All characters are allowed, except for Ed, because you can't play him yet. Then we have skies, beach, and training stages. And, of course, those are all banned. Loser has option to change character as per regular tournament standards. And there you have it. That is the King of the Hill ESL format. You all caught up? You know how this works?
Pretty straightforward enough. You see right there, Brian F. He's sitting at the top of the throne for the King of the Hill. He's going to be waiting to fight off against the winner between 801Strider, representing the East, quote-unquote, versus NerdJosh.
This photo.
Look at that picture. That's how you know. He's calculating during the photo.
He's 100%. That's a selfie photo right there. That I know. I'm pretty sure that is a selfie photo. And as you guys can see down there, next week or May 16th, we will have Footwork versus LTG, low tier guy. I will say the low tier guy pop off of like the poses in between the letters is by far one of the best like pop offs I've ever seen in my life. Like the low tier.
That's the selling point. That's what makes his character his character.
Well,
right? Just that, just bow, bow, bow. The triple combo?
Yeah, well, speaking of bow, 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 if you guys are not familiar, we here at ESL, we have our own little Twitter if you guys aren't familiar with us. This is at ESL SF if you guys want to keep track of all that Street Fighter action here. And, of course, if you're watching this on Twitch, twitch.tv/ESL if you guys like watching more Street Fighter and anything else concerning ESL, King of the Hill. And I don't know if you know this, Jeremy. However, I do a little thing on Tuesdays with a few other guys. The Ultra Chin crew,
That's right.
Say Jam, Ultra David, James, Fishmouth, Jimmy Chin. Of course, every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Wait, what's the time zone again?
Pacific Standard Time.
Pacific Standard.
Here on the West Coast. Yes. Pacific Standard Time.
You don't have to. Why you gotta give me the newscaster face? I honestly said I didn't know. I confided in you to help me. You're supposed to just jump in there and take that.
It's just one of those things, Steve. It's just I wish you would get it already because you've been here for how long now? So you've been here for a while now. You're West Coast. You should know.
Look, first off, you're sounding real Hollywood right now. I mean, I know you're doing your little thing now where you're commentating all the time and everybody can see you everywhere.
I don't know.
You don't have to rub it in my face, okay? That's not cool. I thought we were boys. Come on, man.
Hey. It's all equal here.
Okay.
We're okay.
All right. Well, like we said before, this is Street Fighter at ESL King of the Hill. These are first to 10 matches, and I know you guys are familiar, but our first matchup, like we said before, will be NerdJosh versus 801Strider. And I've known NerdJosh for quite some time.
You have.
He's this guy's basically just a supercomputer of fighting game knowledge. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, if you ever want somebody to yell at you while you're using the bathroom about injustice, live with NerdJosh. That's what he's good for. Just random tidbits of information about random fighting games, World Heroes 2 Perfect, all of that. I'm telling you right now, NerdJosh knows it all. So him applying any of that knowledge or taking that collective knowledge and applying it to a game like Street Fighter, nonetheless, Street Fighter V is always something to marvel with. I play with NerdJosh. I've seen him play other people. He's definitely made a lot of blow-ups when it comes to the FGC.
Absolutely,
as well as when it comes to being on the West Coast, being a transplant from the East Coast. So there's a lot of history there with NerdJosh as well. But 801Strider, not to be outdone.
Self-proclaimed chess master.
Wait, self-proclaimed?
Yeah, he is a chess master because of the way he plays this game. He plays one of the hardest characters in the game in the roster currently.
Oh, Alex.
Laura.
Oh, wait. You can't.
So,
what?
being a Laura player that he is, he calls himself a chess player because he's constantly calculating moves. It's all difficult, all reads. And that's how his life is. He's trying to go off of Street Fighter for Abel.
Does
So he claims himself to be a chess master.
That doesn't make sense. He's playing with Laura.
That's what I
though.
said, but he doesn't believe me.
Well, I'm
That's what I
pretty
was
sure we're gonna have some. We have to make sure that we cover all these questions.
Sure.
In the interview.
I want to see how he responds to that. Actually, it's gonna be the chess master versus the supercomputer.
Chess master versus supercomputer. This sounds like a movie that I watch once or twice. Anyways, what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to give you guys a chance to hear from these guys, the supercomputer and the chess master themselves, before they go head-to-head in this King of the Hill ESL 1st to 10 when we return.
And we are back here at King of the Hill. I believe we're going to be going through a couple of interviews between yourself and NerdJosh. Introduce yourself a little bit. It's great to have you here, by the way. This is the man himself, 801Strider.
Thank you, man. I'm glad to be here, honestly. Been watching the King of the Hill matches for a bit. It's great to come in here and show these guys what it's about. My name is Gustavo, a.k.a. 801Strider. About to play NerdJosh.
Oh, yeah. So I kind of want to talk about that a little bit. For the most part, we've gone back and forth numerous times. As you may or may not know, this man is a Capcom Cup 2016 competitor. He was one of the contestants on there. He's played in numerous CPT events this year. There's been so many already. Kicking off in March. You did pretty well for yourself at final round. And you claim to be a chess master. How do you feel going up against the supercomputer NerdJosh?
I don't know. Well, last time a chess master played against a computer, chess master won, right?
You're going to have to talk to the folks at home about that.
Honestly, I just made that up.
You let me know.
I don't know.
You let me know.
Yeah, but it sounds right. Playing Laura is a very brutal experience. It's very...
Tell me about it.
Mentally exhausting.
She's super difficult, high execution.
Very high execution. You have to be at least 10 steps ahead of your opponent.
Right.
At least. Yeah.
Minimum is 10.
Minimum, yeah. That's just the entry point to play Laura. I like to stay at least 14 steps ahead of my opponent. That's just me. But, to each their own.
Right. And, that's why you've had so much success as of late. Just
absolutely.
Your calculated maneuvers, the way you study your opponents, and you're so read-based. And that's just, it's phenomenal to see, So that kind of makes me want to, I kind of wonder, what did you do to prepare for NerdJosh today?
I played a lot of For Honor. I feel like that game trains your Rashid reactions,
There's a lot of footsies in that game.
A lot of footsies, yeah. I play the Orochi, by the way.
Good call, good call.
Yeah.
Good call. You mean it's not the same as playing Laura? It's a lot easier to play the Orochi than it is playing the Laura.
Oh, absolutely.
But in general, what do you kind of expect to see out of like Rashid versus Laura? Like, how does that match generally go for you?
We'll start off first 10 seconds. We're just both moving around. He's throwing things at me. He's running at me, flailing his arms.
Best move in the game, right?
Yeah.
Crouch fierce.
Yeah, absolutely. Just flails his arms at you. And then one time he flails his arms and doesn't hit me, I get a hit, and then I win.
That sounds like a pretty solid strat, but what if he just keeps hitting you with the fierce? What are you going to do about it? Because, again, it's the most tantalizing move in the game. It covers the space. It crush counters on the second hit. Does a ton of damage and builds meter. It's like, you got to have another game plan, right, Gustavo?
No.
No, just straight up.
That's going to work, yeah.
That is what it is. All right, cool.
Yeah, it's going to work.
So your training regimen, you're telling me, you are a master chess player, so you have all the reads already. You know how to calculate your opponents. Your training regimen consists of playing For Honor's Orochi character. No DLCs, just the Orochi.
Just the Orochi, yeah.
And then your game plan in general is to avoid crouch fierce as much as possible so that you could open them up.
Sounds about right.
Man,
honestly, that sounds like a solid strategy.
That is the hardest, that is the most difficult game plan I've ever.
I know. I'm surprised that you were able to grasp all of it right now.
It was tough.
Yeah.
I had to do research beforehand before I got on here, so it is what it is. I can't really compute at your level just yet.
You'll get there though.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But all jokes aside, how has your Utah scene been? Because we haven't really seen too much representation from the 801, right? We have you and then iPru. But for the most part, how has your scene been like since Street Fighter V?
It's still going. I mean, our local tournaments we host like once a month. They still attract about 20, 30 people. A lot of new blood. But, yeah, it's the skill level there. It's still improving. A lot of hungry players out there. They'll get there. In my position, my scenario, unfortunately, I don't have a reliable training partner. That's why I'm an online monster.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, that's all I do, just play online.
Right, and we've talked about iPru as well. I see him pretty much at your hip for most tournaments. I mean, you wouldn't call him your most reliable training partner,
He's a great coach, but I feel like he's still trying to find himself in this game. He will eventually, and he'll be great, but going from Fuerte to Street Fighter, that's a hard transition.
I like how you said Forte to Street Fighter, not Forte to like Mika or anything like that. So
yeah, he'll get there. He's a smart guy. Just has to stop being lazy, put in the work. Yeah. I
mean, that's all it really takes, right? You put in the effort, you'll see results little by little. not instantaneously like some super or chess master Laura players, right? So
right.
It's gonna be a tough one. But is there anyone in particular in your scene that you would want to see more in events? Like any shout outs you would want to give?
Yeah, shout outs to Andy, aka Hadouken MD. He's like the mastermind of Utah FGC. Yeah, he's the one that got it all started, honestly. Without him, honestly, I probably wouldn't be here. But shout outs to him, shout outs to Renzo. He's still out there getting his ass whooped by my day 3 Karen and day 2 Colin.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Can't even imagine. Before we move on to NerdJosh, what is your next major that you plan to attend to?
Combo breaker, for sure.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'll be a combo breaker. Honestly, that has to be top 3 favorite tournament, period. It's amazing. Okay. Yeah. Hadu does a amazing job out there. It's awesome. Like everything is so well planned, It's not like sloppy or just kind of throw it out there. No, everything everything has
organized,
a purpose.
Clean,
yeah.
It's gonna be my first time there, so I'm really excited to see it. I heard it was one of the best.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, we're gonna kick it off over at the cabinets. We got Tasty Steve ready to talk to NerdJosh about his match.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We just saw that riveting, that information-filled conversation between Vicious and 801Strider, but I am here with none other. I refer to him as the supercomputer of the fighting game community, NerdJosh. How are you doing, sir?
Good to see you. How you doing today?
Man, you know how I'm trying to stay out of trouble, looking fly as usual. You are here to play Street Fighter V. How are you feeling about Street Fighter V right now?
Honestly, Season 2 took a lot of adjustment. I switched to Akuma because I have a lot of love for the character. But for specifically this set, I went back to my original main, Rashid, because even though I feel more comfortable in long sets, he does pretty good against Laura, and it kind of reminded me of, like, if people have played Third Strike before, if you get thrown by Makoto once, you're on edge. So I really didn't want to be put in that situation. So about 2 weeks ago, I started playing Rashid, and then a week ago, I found out how to play Strider. So just keeping the lore stuff in mind. But the few lores I have played do play very different, and he has a very strong style that he feels neutral and takes reads and stuff. So I'm going to have to be pretty on point and not give him a lot. So, you know, I'm feeling pretty confident. I've been playing a lot of KOF and Guilty Gear since Rev 2 came out, but past couple weeks, though, I've been really wanting to get back in shape for EVO, so this is a great way to test myself and see how much more work I have to do, and I'm really excited for this, you know.
Well, that's what's up. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. How do you feel about Rashid overall, not just even in this matchup? Season 2 kind of brought like a new spin on Rashid. He had an increase in tools. He gets a little bit more pressure, and he even got a significant damage increase. How do you feel that affects your gameplay with Rashid overall?
Honestly, it helps me out a lot. Personal style, I feel it's not as fun as Season 1 because a lot of times now V-Trigger confirms do over 500 damage with 2 bars, so I spend a lot of resources just to do heavy damage and set it up, and I kind of, now that I want to get those stuns, I don't get those like half screen away, set up the meaty tornado, 500 damage, and that took a lot of practice, but I guess it's just not as needed anymore, you know? It may have its situations, I just haven't really applied it to matchups with saving meter yet. But, no, I think he's way better. But, got to shout out Akuma, man. He's the coolest in this game right now.
Akuma. I tell people all the time, I personally think Akuma is a lot better than people give him credit for. I even spoke to Tokido about it, and he said he was really good as well, and he's going to get a damage buff coming up in the update, so that's definitely going to play a difference. And you have to tell people that you're actually a transplant, just in case you guys don't know, from the East Coast originally. How do you feel like that translates to being on the West Coast, coming from the East Coast, just scene-wise, some of the games that they play and competition-wise?
Well, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere, man, you know?
True.
But honestly, when I was growing up, I grew up in Marvel 2 CVS 2 days. East Coast was known for turtle style, and nowadays, generally the best turtlers on the East Coast are just the dinosaurs that are still around. Around SF4 Marvel days, I feel a general style has come in where people do take their advantage, but there's nobody that just really solidifies themselves as a can you break my wall kind of player. So, but I will say coming to the West Coast and Midwest at a younger age solidified my playstyle because I couldn't deal with disrespectful players. It took me so long to learn good neutral that, you know, you'd be like, why'd this guy jump, this, that, but it makes you fall back and look at the give and take more, you know?
That's kind of one of the problems I had coming from being in the Midwest and coming out here. Everybody's footsies in California is apparently like the most ridiculous ever, and it's really good. It's kind of scary. It's intimidating, but the minute you get used to it, you get acclimated to playing with these guys, it definitely increases your gameplay really heavily. And you are still repped and part of Team Spooky as well. Not like a sponsor, but you are part of Team Spooky.
It's never really been a sponsor. Those are my boys. We had a startup and
wait, whoa. So you're in a gang of fighting game players?
Yeah, no. That's how it got started, man. But you know,
that's the downfall of America right here. These FGC gangs that play video games.
No, but those are my boys. I always rep them, and yeah, like Team Spooky for life, you know?
Yo, shout outs to Team Spooky, Arturo, Min. Y'all know what it is. Either way.
Yo, Min, Cali for life, though.
Min will be out here soon enough, I guarantee it. Either way. And you talked about playing these other games because you are known for not only playing one specific kind of game, you play it all. Like you play Guilty Gear, you play Tekken, you worked on Injustice, so you are very versed. No, that's fine. Like, but you worked on Injustice and all these other games. How do you feel like that translates to the newer games that we're playing nowadays, like Street Fighter V and the new Guilty Gear? Because it's not like old Guilty Gear. And how do you feel like that helps you excel more in the community?
Honestly, I still have to learn like everyone else. And this like all of us are saying, a lot of us feel like we weren't playing Street Fighter V right through Season 1.
Wait. I definitely agree. I feel like a lot of people were not and still are not playing Street Fighter V, but continue.
No. But on that subject, I've gone through a lot of concepts, and growing up, I really liked glitch videos and combo videos, so I'd try to learn all that stuff. And some of these concepts reoccur, like, you know, there'll be similar moves or situations. So it allows me to kind of get an idea, you know. Sometimes it took people 3 years in another game, and then I'm like, whoa, you can actually do this. Against this setup, it's the same thing. If you like Kara special with throw or something, it's like, you know, there's always little intricacies that you can apply to other stuff, so.
Do you feel like the stuff that you apply, does it work better here than it did back home? Do you feel like there are concepts that you play in game that work well on the East Coast but don't work well as here, or vice versa?
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I feel people here, they won't tighten up as much as they should. They will commit when they have to, and they will pull the sword out for a final blow. So people here like to commit. Like we were saying before, the neutral is strong here, but people double-edge it a lot. Like there's a lot of Shotos here. People will bet sweep in neutral, and, you know, if you just walk block, that's a full punish, you know, stuff like that, like little things. So it's like I just think about third strike if I can't win and try to use their own defense against them, you know?
Well, hey, yo, it was a pleasure talking to you. Is there any other tournament, or what's the next event that you plan on being at, or do you have any shout-outs specifically?
Well, I want to be at Combo Breaker. I'm trying my best, and I do agree it's one of the best events there.
Hellas.
The 24-hour venue, you play on the actual pool setups all night with everyone, so go out, have fun. Don't get your room hit up by security, having a blast with everyone. Just come to the venue and play everyone and get some experience. If I can't make it, which I'm sorry, Rick, I love you, I'm going to try my best, I will be at CEO and EVO.
Okay.
And I want to shout out Team Josh, you know, Jay Rosa, all those guys. I want to shout out Min, Team Spooky, shout out Blockbuster John, you, Watts, all the guys I practice with. Jeremy over here, I play him too. And just shout outs to the original family back in the day, you know.
Oh, that's adorable. Either way, well, we are going to take a break, but when we return, we'll get that first to 10 started between NerdJosh the supercomputer and the chess champion 801Strider. Welcome back, guys. ESL King of the Hill. I am Tasty Steve, joined by none other than Vicious. And you guys just saw these interviews with Mr. NerdJosh as well as 801Strider. Seemed like you got quite the thinker in this 801Strider.
You know, I wouldn't run it past them too much. Being a Laura player, it's very difficult, right, to earn these wins. Again, that's earning these wins. I definitely double underline the word earn.
Okay,
because
double.
it's super difficult. That's why he is a self-proclaimed chess master, and I say it all the time because 801Strider is definitely the one to pull out all these reads and make it look like it was all calculated.
Well, me and Brian F. actually had a conversation. The supercomputer definitely always wins, so I don't know how much attention he pays to the whole matchup of supercomputer versus human being in the Street Fighter. I mean, chess. That's definitely not a winning matchup.
Right, yeah. I mean, we're going to see how it all goes down. It's going to be a 1st to 10 here at King of the Hill. They are just about to get started and ready to duke it out.
So how do you feel? How do you think this matchup goes? I don't know if you play any lore at all.
I've seen a handful. You know, I really like Rashid still. I mean, Laura's such an explosive character, but Rashid, I think, has his work cut out for him. He's got a lot of normals to keep her out of bay, a lot of escape options, and his pressure is just as good.
Yeah, I think that we talked about this before just a little bit with NerdJosh. Like, I feel like Rashid is definitely in a better spot than a lot of people give him credit for. He definitely has some significant buffs from Season 1 to Season 2, and I can't wait to see how it plays out versus a character like Laura. I mean, these are two great, regardless of what we say, they're really good thinking individuals when it comes to gameplay. I really do want to see like the adjustments that are made, and that's one of the reasons I'll always say it, and I will continue to say it. I love ESL King of the Hill 1st to 10 format because there are very rarely in sets or even tournaments where you get to see players get the chance to make those adjustments. I mean, sometimes it's 2 out of 3, sometimes it's best of 3, and sometimes you get 2 sets. That's what 9 matches tops.
That's only 3 out of 5.
Yeah,
if it's
and that's
like
only
a grand
3 out of
final
5.
set, you have to get there first,
exactly.
too. You know what I'm saying?
So having the opportunity to play a really, really high-level player in a 1st to 10 set to get those adjustments, to get that character switch if you need it, that says a lot about the game, and as well as the King of the Hill ESL format.
Yeah, it's very exciting to see top athletes kind of adapt to one another just in general. So we really like to see how that all unfolds. Personally, I'm excited. If you were to pick somebody to win now, I'm going to put you on the spot, Steve.
Okay.
Who would you pick?
Well, like, and this is all bias aside. Bias aside. Strider gives me this. He's going off this. Oh well, hey, I didn't really train. All this other stuff,
course.
and it's like, and he's downplaying so hard. And like, normally I would say that I would be like, yo, I'm gonna give it to him, but NerdJosh, man, like that guy is like in a 1st to 10 set. That's scary. Like,
it's super scary.
That's scary, man. Like. But either way, we're going to go over to the gameplay now just to see how this is going to get started and unfold. As you can see, we have our 2 competitors over there right now. Me and Gustavo, we always talk about, like, every time we see each other, we always, like, compliment each other's figure. He's like, yo, man, you are getting big. I'm like, yo, man, I'm just trying to catch up to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to catch up to Mr. Strider himself. You know what I'm saying?
You guys are both giants to me, is what that is.
I mean, you're 100%. Definitely taller than me, so I don't know how I'm...
You know, it's different. Taller and bulkier, you know, I'd go for the bulky. I'd go for the bulky.
Well, either way, these guys are going to get started. And like we said before, 1st to 10 set, like I said, it's definitely going to be one of those scary situations. But Laura is a very, very explosive character. We see any person that plays with Laura, it's actually really scary because you see people like Wolfcrone play with Laura, and it's instantly, it can go from 0 to 60 so fast that it's crazy. Rocking that purple, that Prince Rashid.
Showing off the LA colors.
All right, here we go. 801Strider versus NerdJosh. 1st to 10. Let's get started.
Round 1.
And here we go. It's going to be Laura versus Rashid, as expected. Again, NerdJosh does also have a Kuma, but we'll see if he even has to pull it out here.
Nice check right there with that crouching forward. That jump-in light kick is definitely going to be a tool used by almost every Laura. It definitely throws off that jump-in time. She has really good jump-ins, too. Nice, same side. There's a block, and just too late on that check right there. And the command throw.
One more setup for stun here. Oh, gets thrown into the corner for his troubles. Here comes NerdJosh firing right back. Opting to use the V reversal because he does have a hefty life lead.
Yeah. And that standing medium kick is a problem no matter who you are. Moves are forward ever so slightly, and it's still pretty fast. It's a good starter for a lot of pressure coming from Laura no matter what.
Right, that's what Strider said. You know, the key to beating Laura is just whiff, stand, medium kick. We kind of had a little off-screen banter back and forth, but that's the key, right? So
yeah. That's another command throw. And a meaty elbow setup. You have to be really careful. Josh hitting buttons in that situation and just reversal to get out of there with that spinner. That EX spinner spins a little meter. And once again, life lead in favor of Mr. 801Strider right now. That's
right. Yeah, now NerdJosh now pushing Laura to the corner exactly where he wants to keep her. There's that crouch fierce we were talking about earlier. That's going to be a ton of damage. Continuing that Oki pressure. Again, crouch strong. Meaty could have gone through with it even more, but just dropped that opportunity.
Nice pressure here by NerdJosh. And there's that standing medium kick again. It moves forward just a little bit. Tries to go for that meaty. There's a back throw by NerdJosh. No V reversal available because she's in trigger. What's going to happen? And a jab to test.
Still contesting NerdJosh's normals after that. Oh, that's got to be unfortunate. Yeah, I don't think that was going to hit as a whiff punish, but, you know, a little bit too early for him. So that's going to be the first game for Strider. Again, a lot of information being dealt that first game. 801Strider out the gate for the first round, tested out the spacing with NerdJosh, and then jumped at him to see if he's ready to anti-air in the neutral space.
Yeah, NerdJosh getting a little antsy, pulling the trigger on that EX spinner early off. Standing medium kick again. And now you see him playing that space game a little more. Walking back out of range, still gets clipped by that standing fierce, and here you go.
Too. Yeah, you saw NerdJosh trying to press a button in between that to kind of contest, just in case there was a command throw coming. But again, that meaty prevailed. And again, that lightning charge is so tough to deal with.
Yeah, Thunderclap is definitely a tool you need to be able to deal with in neutral. Nice change of trajectory right there to stop that anti-air. But here we go. Spark Show is activated. Nice damage, and it is not looking good. Command throw. Another round for 801Strider.
That Thunderclap stays so active, and it's such a nuisance. NerdJosh not being able to low profile that as easily as the rest of the cast. Can't just low medium kick to kind of stop her dead in her tracks.
Yeah, he's like medium kick and sweep is definitely one of the better tools to have. However, you have to be able to pull that trigger immediately. You see Thunderclap, you got to do it. You can't even hesitate. And I feel like that's one of the changes in Street Fighter V. Like, you have to react or anticipate it so heavily that you're already doing it. All right, nice.
Media gets the grab, trying to fight for that space back. It's a spinning mixer, pulling out all the stops relatively early.
Gets another throw. Oh, dash up, standing medium punch did not confirm. That stun meter getting pretty high. Nice tech already.
In a tough spot to be in. 801Strider now pops off. It's party time. Back throw into the corner. Thunderclap gets stuck.
Nice. Nice damage life. Just about even. A little gray life on the side of 801Strider right now.
Tried to go in there, but no, not enough.
Stand up light kick just to check him. Knowing that NerdJosh definitely wanted to hit buttons right there. Count right now 2-0 in favor of Mr. 801Strider.
That's correct. Yeah, and again, having to deal with the Thunderclap was the tough situations for Josh presented towards the end of that round, right? He had a slight advantage in life, very, very minuscule, but still.
And you can see NerdJosh constantly getting hit, trying to escape some of those situations. And the life lead always starts off in favor of 801Strider.
Again, that Thunderclap is such a nuisance. Blocking the right side this time is NerdJosh.
There's that standing medium kick. You see him throwing those tornadoes out to try to respect that range a little more. Jumps over the Thunderclap this time around. And 801Strider's defense is actually pretty good. He's holding pretty strong.
Yeah, he didn't opt to do the anti-air elbow just yet. He wasn't sure of himself. But either way, NerdJosh found that opening, and now he's pushing more and more to the corner. That fierce is going to hit. Tornado time. Here comes that Oki.
Oh, neutral jump again. Stand medium punch. He's keeping that pressure on. And NerdJosh so close to getting around. Trigger is on the table for Strider. If he finds the block or anything, you know he's going to let that rip. There's another tech, and the defense is looking really good. NerdJosh just clinches it out by going in ever so slightly.
Right.
Crouch light kick.
That's the cool, calm, and collected side of NerdJosh, your personal favorite. You know, being able to just sniff out the danger and not overcommitting to anything, that's a sign of a good player.
Yeah, you have to remember, NerdJosh is a old CVS2 head, so he likes having buttons and controlling that range with great neutral tools. Rashid is definitely one of those characters. A lot of people actually agree that down fierce from Rashid is much like a CVS2 normal. Oh, nice dash through. That is the gap. That is the gap in that pressure string. A lot of people are not 100% familiar with it. Oh, nice tick throw and the command throw. But it's really smart to have that on your table just so you can have that.
Right. A lot of people sleep on that significant gap, right? You could either go through with an invincible forward-moving motion, or just use V reversal if you have to.
Nice elbow again.
And the crush counter, and he goes back and forth.
And another command throw to take it. That pressure is definitely becoming a problem. You see Strider not going too far out. Just stand light kick, sees that you're going to backdash, maybe stand fierce, an elbow. But we're not seeing too many standing roundhouse, but we're seeing a bunch of stand medium kick.
Again, a faster normal, being able to contest, and really hard to punish in general.
Gets the knockdown, small tick confirmed. Not going to get too much damage, but you see Strider doing such a great job in the neutral. Nice jump back by Josh, gets that low forward in the spinner.
And those are little victories. He wants to get all that space before he gets put in the corner himself against the likes of Rashid.
Speaking of space, Strider finding the perfect spot to get in between that block string. NerdJosh trying to get something started. And that's the second time he's gotten away with that. Tries to go for that throw loop in the corner as well.
No anti-air is presented a little too far out, but here comes party time Laura.
Oh, another command throw.
Is there a meaty coming up? No, he just lets it rock. Thunderclap.
Yeah, you have to remember it has a little more meter on it, and another command throw.
Already 3 up to 0 is 801Strider. The kind of adjustments that NerdJosh needs to make, needs to be a little bit more of a bully in the neutral. Again, once Laura gets started and gets that thunderclap going, it's very difficult, but I know he can sense the gaps. He's going to have to download it as soon as possible. He got the America Online shirt, he's going to get it.
And you saw the change-up right there. Strider finding that gap in between that Rashid pressure string. And I feel like one of the tools NerdJosh isn't using that he could use more is that standing medium kick. Not the best, but the range that Laura's trying to control. It's so good in this matchup because she's going to walk into that button. On top of that, she's going to have to commit a little harder if she wants to, like, kill that space in between it without committing.
Wait a minute, we might have a character change here. You guys can't see it, but we're looking at it. We got Akuma coming out the gate.
Well, now Akuma. Now a lot of people don't feel like Akuma is a worthy adversary in this game, but Snake Eyes, Tokido, they are inclined to disagree. These guys are doing work. So you think Akuma's good?
I think Akuma's pretty decent.
Okay.
I think he's up there. Definitely not, the upper echelon, but I definitely think he has potential. There's not a lot of people really putting him in the work other than the two you mentioned, but still, on paper, his frame rate is pretty dang good.
Now, in this range, it's going to be a little easier for him to get that knockdown, especially at that range with that fireball. On top of that, it's going to be a little easier for him to keep pressure because of that red fireball that's there. So if 801Strider wants to play the close game, NerdJosh can sniff out a lot of the options with red fireball, make him eat those frame traps. But right now, 801Strider just doing a job of keeping that pressure going, and NerdJosh is whiffing at such a close range, and it's working out for Strider.
Ooh, that's a really incorrectly spaced sweep. Not going to be enough, but here comes NerdJosh again. He's trying to hit with the medium kicks. Didn't get to confirm once, but Strider making the most of it. Now it's his turn to play. Thunderclap's going out.
Another tick throw, and these neutral jumps are not working out in his favor. Like, once that EX Thunderclap comes out, you either have to hit or get out of there. There's no point in trying to, like, hit.
I've definitely seen Snake Eyes contest a Thunderclap with a low forward. If NerdJosh puts himself in the right position and reacts accordingly, he can definitely nail Strider before the Thunderclap even comes out.
And Strider's defense is looking really good. Tries to teleport, but gets thrown out. There's a back throw by NerdJosh. He's trying to get something started.
Keeping himself safe at the Red Sun Fireball, yeah.
And no anti-air from NerdJosh. And you see Strider just taking his time getting in. Another neutral jump. Actually finds it this time around.
That was actually pretty misleading. Didn't think it was going to be a cross-up. He was just under there, and then here comes party time again. Reset? No, he's going to go for the hard knockdown.
Wake up medium kick definitely works out in his favor, and he chases down with the EX elbow. It's not safe, and another command grab from 801Strider.
What a chase down from Strider. That last instance, that was great awareness as well as reactions, being able to do that, stopping NerdJosh in the 4th game.
So 4 games in right now, and 801Strider just seems like he's on a cakewalk right now.
I mean, it's still pretty early to call. He's got 4 games under his belt. NerdJosh still smiling over there. He's having a great time. It's fine,
Well, like I said, it's 10 games. So right now it is 4-0, and you have to take the time to think about what you can do to change the outcome right now. And there's a lot of tick throws that are happening, like I said before, especially with Rashid. You have to be able to control that mid-range. With Akuma, you have a little more options. Like you said before, 100%. Low forward into fireball, you can get that knockdown. Laura definitely has a harder time playing that range versus a character like Akuma because of what he gets off a knockdown.
Yeah, I feel NerdJosh is still trying to warm himself up to Laura in general. You kind of see him in the spaces where he still can contest some of Laura's tactics, but he's going, you heard it there, he's going back to Rashid. He wants to stick with the familiarity of his character more so than the matchup.
Well, yeah, that's even more true. Like you said before, I feel like one of the main problems with anybody versus Laura is controlling that neutral and knowing what to do in situations after eating a meaty elbow and choosing when to jump out, because she has so many options to pursue you and keep you honest. On top of that, just random hits.
And here we go, NerdJosh already starting off things with the fireball, but Strider already prepared for that anti-air again.
Oh, just early neutral jump right there, just a little too early to call it.
Nice block from NerdJosh, but as soon as he sees the block, goes for the EX command grab, meaty elbow, +1.
Walk up tick throw from NerdJosh. He's trying to get something started. That is a safe dive kick.
That. Yeah, right at the tip, he still keeps himself at advantage and contests Strider immediately afterwards.
There we go, another forward throw here by NerdJosh. Tries to go in, didn't go for the throw loop again, but they trade, and there it is, that reversal EX spinner right there. Oh, neutral jump, thought he took the bait. There's a check. Trigger is still active for Laura. There's that medium kick again.
Thunderclap, such a problem you might see.
Oh, why would you just be reversal? You should have just be reversal.
It's a tough time to be in, man. When you have all that blocks done, do you press a button? Do you V reversal? It's really difficult. She has so many options.
At that range, I'm looking for either low forward or sweep. Like right there, if she does thunderclap, you just sweep. And that's why he's waiting, because he's waiting to see what NerdJosh is going to do to give him his entry. So he sees NerdJosh whiff, and then he hits a button. Then he commits to it. And I feel like that's one of the stronger strategies of 801Strider. He's definitely looking like a chess player.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, wow. Drop the combo, now his back to the corner, reset. Yeah, back and forth movement from 801Strider. Gets knocked down though.
Gets the sweep. And you see that pressure again. Goes for the small reset. No
and it's all
on the
safe
spinner.
too.
Yeah.
He's trying to keep himself relatively safe. Doesn't want to overcommit, but speaking of overcommitment, NerdJosh drops a combo.
Nice pressure again. Goes for the jump in after he gets hit, and there's a back throw into the corner. Goes for the overhead. Nice block, and there's that medium kick from 801Strider. There's a V reversal to get out, and a down fierce to beat it. That's actually really good. When it comes to evasive V reversals, in some instances, depending on the move dedication by the player, you can still hit them while they're recovering.
Right. That was absolutely close to. Had 801Strider delayed it just a bit, it would have auto-corrected the command grab, catching that V reversal.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, contesting with that medium kick. Like you said, you need to have that tool ready against Laura in the neutral.
But it's really scary once she gets to that range, and you can't do. That's what I was talking about before. She has a lot of options to chase, and no V reversal by NerdJosh. That eagle spike.
Yeah, you can't. It's not going to be something you could do in the corner. Neutral jumping or even trying to jump off of the wall. Laura's just going to react accordingly and get that anti-air elbow.
Yeah, and that chase is definitely something you have to pay attention to. But that's what I was talking about. Like, you can't backdash, because at first we saw he was hitting with the elbow.
Right.
Then we saw him chase with the stand fierce. We haven't even seen not one roundhouse just yet, and I feel like that's something you want to look at even more.
Oh, there's the roundhouse you were waiting for. Yeah, he answered your prayers. Meaty time. Yeah, stand, jab, immediately after, kind of following up. Mixing it up between elbow and jab is a very strong Oki set he's got.
Roll forward in the spinner again. Tries to go for that throw setup, and Laura checks with a jab. 801Strider's definitely picking up on some habits.
One more meaty thunderclap going out.
And tries to go for that neutral jump again, and Strider just takes a quick second to think about it before going in. Nice down fierce on run in, and there's an even better block.
Buffer. Did you see that stand short, catching the limb into the elbow? What a beautiful buffer. Chess players, I tell you. These guys just 10 steps.
I tell you.
They're 10 steps ahead, I tell you.
Archer's gets to confirm in the elbow, and of course, baits it out, crush counter. Gonna get a mix-up if he chooses to. Same side, there's a block by NerdJosh, and that stun bar is already that high. Now that's the kind of control you want.
Exactly what I was talking about earlier. We need to see that low medium kick at that range.
And another dash through, he knows the gap. The minute you charge up to go for a tornado, you can be hit. Especially using that invincibility on that EX dash, another jump in, no anti-air, and instead of confirming, just tries to go for a reset.
Yeah, tried to do the stand shot, could have committed to low forward into eagle spike, but again, wanted that positioning a lot more with a throw.
There's another spinner, catches him trying to get the throw. NerdJosh in a great position. There's a neutral jump, another neutral jump, and there's the defense again by 801Strider. There's a V reversal. No trigger's going to be on the table for him, but he's pretty good on life. Standing medium kick confirm. Man.
Excellent choice, excellent defense from Strider. That's going to give him his 6th game over NerdJosh's 0.
6-0 right now. NerdJosh, not supercomputer. Might be a little too outdated these days.
Yeah, firmware definitely had a virus in it. Wasn't the right wasn't the right patch.
All right, so going back in with Rashid, and it is not looking good. 6-0.
The whiff punish out the gate. He's ready all the time.
And NerdJosh is just kind of overextending right now. He's trying too hard to stay in that range where he can punish Thunderclap. And now you see
the adaptations being made by Strider. Yeah, he's a lot more active with his buttons because he knows he wants to see a special move come out. That V-reversal's coming in hot too.
And NerdJosh, I feel like playing at such a pace right now that it's playing right in the 801Strider's hands. Yeah, you got to play a little more patient, especially in this matchup. You don't want to get into a range where she's controlling so much. They're crouched forward on the retaliation. I think that was really smart. Stand roundhouse. That's another good tool you can use in that situation. It definitely catches a lot of people off guard.
And again, he's not overcommitting on the space. He wants to keep it at least in his favor, a little bit towards the corner, but he doesn't want to give Josh too much room to work with.
He needs to be careful. We've seen a lot of situations where this is where Strider will go.
Yo, he pulled out all the stops on that one.
And not able to confirm. Once again.
He's just waiting, purposely delaying the normals.
He still has a chance here. If he can get this first round and do a good job for his momentum, he needs to be really careful to jump out.
He got it,
wow.
Yeah. On last second, the tornado was coming in hot, and he got the cross up. It never really shows you either. That's the trick.
Yeah, it definitely never shows you. One round, the first round in one of these matches, and a dash-up command throw to get things started here from Strider. Wake
Stand
up.
short, yeah. Way to contest. Making sure Strider's on his toes for his meaties. There goes the crush counter. Is he going to go for the reset? No, just the knockdown. And he responds with EX spinning mixer. Very nice call from NerdJosh. Here he comes.
Gets that forward throw, run up, down fierce, just to check him, make sure he's staying honest. And he needs to be careful because that range that NerdJosh is going to, oh, that was good. No confirm, though. And these jump-ins are looking a little suspect.
Again, a lot of damage left on the table from NerdJosh. He's getting some of these hits, but opts to go for the throw. I don't think he's confident enough in his confirming ability. He needs to wake up now. It's already 6 games.
I like the patience. Right there at that range, and still no confirm. He could have did a lot of damage, and there was a couple confirms he could have worked on.
Nice. Way to contest that last-minute Eagle Spike coming in from the V-skill. And then Strider just jabbed it out of the air. Now he's contesting low forward. Here comes NerdJosh trying to save some.
Oh, nice right there. Getting even more damage right there. And there's the edge here. Yeah. NerdJosh gets a game on the board.
He is in there.
But now you see he's slowing down a little more. And now you see 801Strider kind of like waiting a second before going in. And that says something about the matchup and what's happening.
801Strider with a small smirk on his face. He's like, all right, that was good. You know, now it's time for me to give you chess strategy, Alpha Omega.
I thought he wasn't the supercomputer. I thought he was just a chess player.
You know, it's kind of tough.
Stand medium kick again to retaliate against that standing medium kick from Rashid. Dash up. Oh, wow, just not close enough on that whip punish.
Really unfortunate. Yeah, that stand fierce was just shy of nailing Laura.
Oh,
again, way to check that. Yeah, that low forward was just out of range for him to contest with his own low forward. Back and forth.
Oh,
the
wow.
Swing arounds.
The back and forth, the ping pong.
Such a tough spot. That is so difficult to contest. Yeah. After the reset, there's so many options Laura could go into, and she went for the throw bait and paid off.
It's almost smarter to just block and just wait. That's probably one of the best situations you can do. Jump in, command throw again. Low forward to get under that thunderclap at that range. And there's that roundhouse, and it's looking a little better this time around. But 801Strider is testing at some really smart ranges.
Yeah, he opts to go for the little outside low forward range. Now he's in your face a lot more than he was the rest of these games.
And there's the first confirm we've seen on that. He's going to get a nice chunk of damage.
Ooh, and the corner carry back towards the corner, though.
And we talked about this. He said himself, Rashid gets damage, but he has to spend so much to get it. And those are his resources, so he has another chance right now. Just about even gets the throw. Trigger is on the table. Stand medium kick. I already knew that's what was going to happen. And he wants her to hit a button.
Time.
And he hit the button anyway. He should have just waited.
Yeah, either way, if there was a hit or block, he still could have gone into V-trigger and present all those other options.
Yeah.
Could have been command grab, could have been a low, could have been a tip grab, or a bait. It's just so, it's such a nuisance.
There's a lot of options on the table, and I feel like it's best, like I said, I'm going back to you gotta wait. If you see that activation, at least give yourself some time to watch to see if she's gonna move, judge the distance after the trigger, see if she takes a step forward. I feel like it's better in that situation to react. So right now,
That's what I'm talking about.
7-1.
Again, I'm impressed with NerdJosh's adaptation. That's been the world for this matchup.
And what a punish. Oh my God, what a punish. And gets the exact same combo again. No punish that second time. Just a clean hit. And that first round, game 8, not looking too good. Oh,
The mix-up to the reset. I almost fell off the seat.
I didn't even know what just happened. I was like, oh my God.
That was so godlike. NerdJosh kind of laughing it off a bit. You know, I'd be laughing too because I'm like, I was not prepared.
I was not prepared either. I was so unprepared that it didn't affect me. I was like, Jesus. Like, that's how I know I would have got opened up. Charge up thunderclap and then a chase with an EX elbow. Catches him on the whiff punish. That stun bar is already looking dangerous. And there's another command throw. And he's really close to stun.
One more hit to do it. That thunderclap again goes for the same similar mix-up. That's going to be the 7 golden letters you got perfected.
Perfecta. Perfecta.
Can't be doing that. I'm just kidding. So that's going to be a pretty significant lead going for Gustavo.
Wait, it's 8. That's only 8.
Yeah, that's definitely 8 games only, or 8 wins only, I should say. And
I think he was looking at the counter on the screen.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, he may be a chess player, definitely not the mathematician. He's still going to be sticking around for the rest of these games.
No, I think they were looking at because the counts were there at first, so it was like they still had the games that were there.
Makes sense. Yeah, that was us going back.
Yeah, that was actually us. Yeah.
Nice, getting that jump in fierce, and again, getting things started for NerdJosh a lot cleaner ever since Strider got off that seat.
Yeah,
he was pretty comfortable, huh?
Another whiff punish on that throw. Goes through to the other side. It's actually swayed back and stuns him again.
Gross. That was the grossest display of baits I've ever seen, and he's been doing the same mix-up. Josh hasn't been able to find an answer, but he needs to very soon.
Round 2.
Here we go. Once again. This game looking so much easier for 801Strider.
Nice whiff punish. Stand medium kick always ready is 801Strider. No anti-air is presented from NerdJosh. Again, you got to stop those advances.
Oh, man, stand medium punch is so good. And he's using the so well. I can't believe he actually cleared that.
Oh, yeah, I thought he was in the thunderclap.
Fall on that.
It was either that or it was going to be an anti-air elbow.
All right, there's another throw. Pressure-wise. Tries to get in just a little bit. Oh, baits him out with that EX spinning mixer.
You saw a reversal on the screen there. He tried something on wake up. NerdJosh stopped him, but didn't convert. Again, damage left on the table here, Steve.
Oh, that was not a confirm. Just a little too early. There it is.
Exactly what we need. Buffer City from 801Strider. That stands short.
You have to be careful. That was just about the same, man.
The killer, the critical art finish.
Now, Laura does not have the craziest tools in that range, but she can confirm if trigger is on the table. And I feel like as a Rashid player, you're not doing your job if you're not making her spin that meter. You have to. I think that's one of Rashid's most powerful instances in this game. The fact that I feel like no matter what character he fights, he can make you use that bar.
Right. You know, it's been really tough. We haven't seen Gustavo really use meter on wake up. There might have been an instance where it said reversal, but we couldn't really tell. But in that note, he hasn't been able to spin that meter yet. Outside of a combo, right?
She gets that jump in, and there's another neutral jump. So ready. Another whiff punish on the throw. And this could be potential set if Strider continues getting things his way.
Catches the backdash, the stun. That might be the thunderclap fierces. Yeah.
Reset, same side.
You are a dirty player. I do not respect.
And he even said, I told you, he did not say he was down, but you know, I just played some Overwatch, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, I practice 400. I only play Orochi players. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. This guy's playing too well for himself. Could be the character. Who knows?
Who knows? We're not one to take that away from anybody, you know?
Could be his chest brain. Who knows?
Oh, a nice neutral jump roundhouse right there. That HP spinner to get the knockdown after. Dash up. And I like him playing a little further back. Learned his lesson. A little late in the set, but definitely learned his lesson. Anti-air. And I like the challenge right there. Blocks that jump in light, and there's a V reversal. Right. Now we're playing Street Fighter. Is it too late, though?
I think he still has a significant amount of life to get party time right back. But again, what I wanted to see from NerdJosh is keeping Laura on the same side. If he could contest air to air as well, he does jump strong.
Oh, so good.
My goodness.
Gets right through that EX thunderclap. Oh, needs to be careful. You know an activation is coming up pretty soon. I can't believe he's walking into that range. And there's another V reversal. He's got a chance. Critical art is still on the table for 801Strider, though. And another crouch short. Oh,
my goodness.
Crouch short. And that is the tricky part. Now, a lot of people do not understand, and I feel like it's underutilized. Laura's V-skill dash, it's good. Like, a lot of people don't use it as one of her movement options. Ooh. Nice low forward to get under that thunderclap.
You know, I thought he was going to try to frame trap with the critical art. That would have been explosive. But saving his meter for the finale, the reset, same side, great block from NerdJosh.
And still hitting buttons just a little too early, and there's another stun.
Is that going to be the game, Steve? Are we going to see a reset? No, he's just going to go for the damage, but tough spot to be at NerdJosh. One hit away, and that is
jump back, and that's going to be that. 10-1. Strider takes it over NerdJosh. Well, the computer loses this time.
Yeah, you know, it was faulty firmware issues, outdated equipment in general, so I don't blame him. He wasn't ready for this current Laura. So.
Well, like you said, it was a little too late in the set for NerdJosh to make those adjustments to try to play at that range. On top of that, I feel like Gustavo just skimming the surface of what he was doing. As you can see, some of those setups, I haven't even seen some of those resets before. You know, I'm going to be completely honest. Some of that stuff I had never even seen before.
It's pretty traumatizing stuff, Steve. I'm not going to lie.
You just see thunderbolts everywhere. What's that?
Yeah. Every time I see those, I kind of get into this inner rage. You know, that's why I kind of steer away from online. He's definitely lurking there in the depths of online.
Well, I mean, he said himself that he needs a better training partner, but I don't see where, you know, that was actually an issue, because he seemed pretty spot on with his setups and even some of the footsie ranges that he was playing at. He seemed well tuned when it comes to, oh, this character's going to do this, you're going to do low forward. He was ready to stop the neutral jumps.
Right.
He seemed really prepared. I don't know what game he's playing, but
definitely not For Honor, that's for sure. He's definitely playing some Street Fighter V, and it looks very solid. Now, he had an answer for each and every option presented by NerdJosh on defense, right? There was a couple instances where he would try to jump as much as Laura was jumping. He had anti-airs on lock. As soon as the meaties weren't going Laura's way, he went for, NerdJosh went for the backdash, and he chased that down with meter as well.
And he established that early on. Like, he established early on. Even when NerdJosh blocked it, he was like, yo, I'm going to do elbow. And then you saw later on, well, he did, like, grounded elbow. And then, like, later, he was like, you're going to jump back? I'm going to do this. And then he was like, well, you're at this range now where you're trying to play footsies with me. Stand roundhouse. Now I'm going to do thunderclap. Now I know you're going to try to get under thunderclap. Now I can do stuff. He saw he baited out the neutral jump. Like, there was so much. The way he broke down that game was actually, it was pretty textbook. It was pretty textbook how he went in and said, I need to take care of these things, then these things, and then these things. Well, speaking of taking care of some things, we have to take care of a few things. Get up, set up for these interviews. But when we come back, we'll have interviews with the winners and the losers, and possibly the king when we return to the hill. See that? King return the hill.
Got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again. 801Strider, good job, sir. Man, you said you were playing For Honor. I don't know what version you were playing, but last time I checked, though, that was not in the game.
That was 100% For Honor. I don't know what you're talking about. That was 100% For Honor.
I don't believe. Hey, thank you, Jeremy. He is definitely a lie. Where was the chest in there? You were just waiting the whole time.
Exactly. You're parrying Orochi's top light. Every single time I whiff punish something, that was a parry. That was 100% For Honor. Play For Honor, guys. That's a good game.
Right. Anyways, so you made some really smart adjustments. Like I said before, you definitely play a very turtley Laura. Why is that?
I don't know. That's just my playstyle. I'm just lame.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you feel like you excel more with the character because you play so odds and end with her, or you just like the character because you like her?
No, honestly, like I feel like I can utilize my full playstyle with her. If you guys see my Abel from Street Fighter 4, he was lame. Yeah. I would just sit there and wait, and then once I got an opening, the round would end. And either way, either I lost or I won in 10 seconds.
So you're saying you leave it all in the game?
Well, no, I find my opening. There's some strategy to it.
Okay. So the plot thickens. There is strategy, and that's what I like to hear.
Strategy. Yeah, I'll just wait for my opportunity, then go in. I feel like a lot of Laura's just kind of press and try to find it, try to force their way in. And in this game, that's dangerous because, yeah.
Street Fighter 5 is one of those games you have to be aware of the neutral a lot. So it was really smart, like you said before. One of the things I wanted to ask you about, there's only 2 Laura players that I see go pretty heavy on the command dashes. And it's you and it's Wolf Crone. What is your thought process? When do you feel like it's the proper time to pull out that command dash?
When you have space. Honestly, it's so good. It's such a good mobility tool. It's hard to keep her pinned down when she can just move in and out of those ranges.
Exactly.
And it makes people just commit to things. You know, they'll try to dash in to catch you, or they'll just turtle up, and it's good. If you're a Laura player and you have a good read on the opponent's movement, I feel like you could end the round pretty quick.
Well, I think Laura definitely can end the round just a little quick, if you ask me. You were saying that using that command dash helps you out because it's really lame and it makes you want to open people up as Laura. When do you feel like matchup-wise versus NerdJosh, do you felt like you needed the command dash, or do you felt like that was just something you did to open them up?
Well, it helped out. I can tell that he kind of hesitated after seeing the dashes here and there. It doesn't hurt in any matchup. But Virgil, did you see all the chests in there?
I definitely did not see the chest. I saw a bunch of whiff punishing. I saw like he would throw and then you would backdash back and then do medium punch. And I'm like, you son of a, like I saw that. I mean, if you call that chest, quite possibly, still not sure I saw it, but I can see no, I don't see it. I don't see it at all.
I mean, yeah.
Well, I'm just a commentator. What do I know? You know, what does Steve know? But you said that you play this lame game, but do you feel like it excels more versus, is it a character thing? Do you have to change it up sometimes? Because I know even with Laura and how top tier people say that she is, do you feel like that plays a part? Do you feel like you need to be more aggressive in certain matchups depending even against your play style?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's some matchups like against Guile where you have to go in. If you turtle up, he's going to win. Like, that's his game. So, yeah, you just change up your pacing depending on the matchup. Characters that don't have good options in keeping you out, that's when I can kind of play a little bit lamer and find my opening. But against characters that win off of keeping you out, I mean, you have to take risks.
Okay, so last question. How prepared are you for Mr. Brian F?
Ooh, this is going to be a high-level fight with 2 very fair characters. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of brain power being displayed here. Yeah, I don't know if I can do it. I need to relax first, you know.
I don't believe you for a second. I thought you were a better person than this. You know what? I'm going to take this. I'm going to throw it over to the desk. Let's get an interview with NerdJosh, the loser.
That is completely rough. That is not even like the proper throw. That's mean, man. That's absolutely mean. Well, you're over there playing chess with your boy over here. I'm gonna play checkers with my man's
oh, nice.
NerdJosh. So, I gotta
Oh,
say,
I got
man,
washed. Yeah, it's
10-1.
cool. Yeah, no, I got washed.
For the first few matches, you were just trying to adapt. I know there was significant adaptations to your gameplay, but in the beginning, what was going on through your mind between the set between you and Gustavo?
I was trying to pace it a lot. He talked about I'm trying to whiff punish, so I wasn't trying to overextend, but I was trying to get him to push his game more so I could get more info. There was a couple times I was ready with EX meter to V-skill against the EX dash, because if I do crouch fears, if he buffers it and blocks it and I don't cancel it, nothing comes out. So if I cancel any fireball, he'll always get the EX dash. So 2 times I was just kind of nervous and my hand kind of rolled it. I was like, oh man, I'm dumb. But besides that, I just feel I wasn't as ready for a player of his caliber right now for the lower matchup. He built that chess defense box in the beginning. He used Queen's Bishop and King's Pawn.
He gave
Queen's
you the wrong
Bishop
game
Pawn and King's Pawn. Built the box, so nothing gets started.
I like that.
But
he actually plays chess, my man. Over here.
He's really good. I studied a lot. I didn't get a lot of high-level people to play me online this week because they're all doing other things and going to different events.
A lot of majors back-to-back, yeah.
But I did talk to people and I did lab work. I just need to put that actively and learn this a lot better. So this long set, it's a lot of information. I'll probably be streaming it on my Twitch this week, twitch.nerdjosh, just to watch it, get some sets in with some people and learn from it. And yeah, no, this is a huge motivator for Evo for me, especially playing multiple games and trying to catch up. I had a good run in Season 1, but I have a lot of work to do in Season 2, and that shows it, And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that's the reality of it, and I have to learn from my loss. And, it was a good experience. And I want to thank you all for having me.
Yeah. Another thing to note is we talked about you playing Rashid and then having a secondary backup with Akuma. You switched to Akuma midway through, I would say, about like Game 4. Now, what did you think was going to help you out in that matchup that Rashid couldn't?
I watched all his footage this week, and he had some problems with a few Akumas in the videos I saw on YouTube. His stand forward whiff punishes would whiff, and he would get out stand forwarded. So I was just kind of thinking maybe I can do that, but I couldn't deal with the fireball pressure because I had never really played that matchup yet. So I've been focusing on Akuma, but I mostly play my local scene. So I just haven't gotten that matchup as much as I should have in Season 2. But I had way more experience with Rashid, and I feel he has a slight advantage in that matchup, especially in the neutral, so I went with the tools.
Yeah, for the most part, I see you getting these hits in. A lot of the times, Steve and I would talk about you would get these hits in. I know you're knowledgeable. I've played you numerous sets. You would get these hits in, and just some damage was just left on the table. You'd get the counter hit. You'd get the meaty going. You would get a combo going, and then
there was like 5 stand forwards that got counter hit, and I would hit V trigger, and it was just that late. I'm really trying to hit confirm it, and nerves come in, and I'm a little off. That
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, for the most part, I know you're also definitely one of the top players to put things into the lab. What are you considering now after facing a guy like Gustavo? Like, what are you going to bring into the lab this time around?
My tech traps weren't as crispy, and I was getting grabs on Laura, which works because her command grab doesn't have throw invul, but he was getting a lot of crouch shorts on me that I could have took advantage of. I really got to sit down and make sure these little gaps stay that small to where if someone's trying to get a button, they're going to get hit, Just make sure, doesn't matter, just make sure I can play on any version at any time, even if there's up to 7 frames of lag at some point, it doesn't matter, I just got to be comfortable. I don't have any problems with Street Fighter 5. I think it's a good game. But I think there's more I'd want for it, but I have no problems playing this game right now, and it's fun.
That's fair. That's fair.
I got to work on me, It's not the game, it's me. I got to put some time in.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I like to hear from a player like you, Josh. Again, being the lab monster that you are, you put in all the hard work. Do you think we'd be expecting anything else other than Rashid for you for the rest of the season? Because we do know we have a buff coming up midway through this month. Yeah. Not too long from now, actually. I would really like to see more out of you in general as a player. I mean, who else do you have on the back burner? You have Rashid and Kuma and
Colleen.
Oh, yes.
It's just I really hate the Geef matchup, and she's a grappler, so I was like, I don't know. If I get cornered with Colleen, I don't know how I'm going to escape,
Right. But overall, it's been really awesome. Between these two, you and Gustavo. So Gustavo's going to be fighting off against Brian F.
Brain F.
The Brain.
The Brain.
No more 4s. Finally got that corrected from somebody in Twitch. He must have known somebody. I don't know how you can do that. But is there anything else you want to say towards the end before we go into this match?
Honestly, if anyone wants to hit me up online or have questions for any fighting games or anything, I'm here at Twitter.NerdJosh, Twitch.NerdJosh, and YouTube NerdJosh. I play everything. And support your scene. And if you have any questions about any scenes, I've lived all over. I can ask people, even if I don't know if you live like somewhere. I can try to help you find people to go, because this community, it's all pillars. We need more pillars. I want to see this palace of fighting games hold everybody happily.
I like that a lot. And one final thought before we go into Brian F. and Steve. Who do you think is going to take it between 801Strider and Brian F?
Well, I have to say, Gustavo is my man. I've known him a long time.
Yeah.
But the Brain right here, man. He won the craziest set of SF5 I've ever watched last week. If you haven't watched it, check out ESL's last week.
Yeah, he got 10-1. Oh, man.
Yeah.
That was nasty. And then, almost single-handedly defeated Chris G pretty easily. And then,
And as an SD Rog player, I love it. Rog, I like to see him back on top.
Smart players. Going to be smart on smart. That's what it is. So, that being said, we're going to throw it over back to Steve, who's hanging out with Brian.
And we are back. Nice, cool, collected interview. Introspective. I like it. But we are here with the king. Ta-da. Brian F., how are you doing, sir?
I am doing very good. Thanks for having me.
Well, you've had quite the run. I've told you before, I'm quite the Twitch stalker. And thanks to my man Sajam, I had to check you out. And you've been making some waves across the country. People know who you are, Mr. Brain F. Can you speak on that a little bit? Speak about like how you play online, your success of playing and then traveling.
Yeah, it's nice to see that it's branching out just from my bedroom, where I've been streaming for quite some time now, for a long time. And, I've been trying to go to as many tournaments as possible. And I've had a few hits here and there, but, I beat K-Brad off stream in 2013. Was like my claim to fame for years. But nobody knew. Like, I was just some random scrub online. But, now with Street Fighter V, I'm traveling a bit more. It's taken off. So by taking off, I mean I got top 32. So let's be real here.
Well, look,
I got top 32 at a premiere.
Success is success. We have to start at the bottom to get to the top. So it's good.
Exactly. So I went from, the top of the bottom half with 33rd for so long. Now I'm at the bottom of the top half at 32. So progress.
Progress indeed. And you are playing Balrog. Now, you have actually, I've looked at you play, and you play a little different than most. You have these stretches where you go like balls to the wall crazy, and sometimes you're like, I'm a chill. Right. Can you speak to me a little bit about that? Because that got you some crazy success, even beating the winner of what's that tournament that just passed? Texas Showdown, Smug, at DreamHack in the exact same state. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I actually play Smug a decent amount online, and we go back and forth, but lately I've been kind of getting the edge on him. And last time we played online, we played at 1st to 5 at Winter Brawl, and I beat him 5-1. So going into that, I was really confident, actually. And I don't think it has anything to do with me. I think Smug just, respects me way too much. Wait. I want you to look at the camera and tell Smug that he respects you too much. Smug, I've already told you this in person. I'm just a dude who plays online in my bedroom. I don't understand what you're worried about. So,
first off, you sound like you're about to sell him some knives at door to door. Like, look, I got this cutlery that you can use.
I have the answer. The answer is go ham. I don't know what you're doing. You have Balrog. You're trying to play footsies with me, and then it's not working out. So, I would just step up the ham.
Just dial up the ham. Just mash it.
Yes, exactly. There was one overhead, 2 most. Come on, you got to be throwing those out left and right.
Yo, if the brain Brian F tells you about it, then I mean, I'm just saying, Smug, you're a nice, but my man's is telling you what to do. How did you prepare for this matchup? Because like you said, you've come from playing in your bedroom to beating people up in top 32s. How did you prepare for this matchup, looking at maybe Gustavo or NerdJosh?
So to prepare for Laura, I played a lot against Gustavo. So to be honest, me and 801Strider do play a decent amount online. And I've also played against Item a lot.
Oh, okay.
A lot, actually. I would say Laura's the match I play the most. And that's because it's Balrog's worst matchup. And I'm not confident in it. So even though I played it so much, I know exactly what's wrong with it. And it's one of those things where, like, on a good day, I can beat Item 5-3, and then on a bad day, I can lose, like, 15 straight. And, you know, I played enough to know that it can be a struggle, and you really just have to be on point with everything. She has the best, like, fake mix-ups. Because Street Fighter V is all about fake mix-ups. I can either do a safe meaty, or I can dash in and do something more greedy, which you can interrupt. And then she has the best. like command grab, dash command grab, or meaty elbow. And it keeps, like, leading into itself. And also her fireball is so hard for Balrog to deal with.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of characters that can deal with it, but people are so afraid once they see it, they freeze up. They try to jump out or backdash, and see, she has answers for that. Right. Do you feel like that's something that's going to hang you up? I mean, you said you have more than enough experience.
Right. There's just certain ranges where it's just, she just blatantly puts you in unfair situations, and she does it very quick. So that's what Balrog does, but Laura does it to Balrog way better than he can do it to her. And yeah, so for the most part, you can either, like, interrupt the button if she releases it right away, and then her box moves forward. But if she keeps charging it, you try to press a big button that reaches, you whiff, she releases it. Or if you try to do a big button, think she's going to delay it, you immediately get counter hit. Yep. So there's no, like, right answer. So sometimes you're probably going to see me, like, waving a bunch of buttons in her face, hoping to hit her. I don't have a cross-up, I can't jump over it. So if I can manage to deal with the fireball and her V-trigger mix-ups, it'll be okay. But yeah, so I played it a lot to know how painful it can be. But if it's going to go good or not, it kind of depends on how on point I am.
Okay, so before we get out of here, I wanted to ask you, you played Chris G on last week's. Yes. That set was ridiculous. What was some of the thought process that you took from that set and you're going to apply to now?
Well, I wasn't nervous at all playing. I got more nervous watching that set. That was close.
Exactly, that's what I was.
I had no idea how close I was to losing.
I was at home, and I was just like, I was sweating. Like,
yeah,
Jesus.
I was really nervous watching, and I knew what was going to happen. So I honestly did not realize how close it was. So that's kind of a good thing, because the nerves didn't get to me. Even though, you know, I was totally blowing a 8-1 lead, which is ridiculous. So I think as long as I can kind of maintain that naivety, I guess I was kind of naive to what was going on, and I think it worked out for me in the end. So as long as I don't, like, crack under pressure, I think it should be okay. Like I said, it's going to be messed up, a lot of situations Laura's going to put me in. But I mean, like, you know, Gustavo says he's a chess master, but I'm more of a checkers guy. Hey, so I'm just gonna keep it simple, and I'm gonna dash straight my way to the other side and say king me. So as long as we can get that going, it'll be okay.
Well, you guys heard it from the brain Brian F himself. Well, all we have left to do is to get this first to 10 underway. Good luck, sir.
Thank you very much.
We are gonna take a break, but when we return, King of the Hill, first to 10, the King, 801Strider, first to 10.
Welcome back, everybody, to the King of the Hill. We are about to go into a full-on brawl in just a bit. We're going to have Brian F., the current King of the Hill, going up against 801Strider.
Well, you heard what Brian F. said. He was like, I'm just going to dash straight my way to the other side and say king me. That's how you know he's a checkers player, because every good checkers player knows about being king. I mean, and that's the right mentality to have. We're here at King of the Hill, Tasty Steve, Vicious, on the ones and twos, letting you guys know how it's going to go down. So, of course, Mr. NerdJosh went down 10-1 to 801Strider.
It was a rough one, man, but, you know, he's going to take these beatings and he's going to make him a stronger person in the further tournament scene.
You got to take those lumps, man, like a baby learning to walk. You're going to scrape your knees a few times, but you got to get up. That's why we're all walking around now. Anyways.
That's right.
First
Nobody's crawling here on the set. Nobody.
Okay, so next up, our first to 10 set will be between, I'm only assuming, Balrog and Laura. Now, he says he goes pretty decently against Idom. And, of course, he is operating out of Milwaukee, I believe he said.
That's right, yeah. He still represents Miami, according to
Oh, no, that's what he said. He's still a Miami representative. How do you think this matchup goes? I mean, I have my own little guess, my little thought process about it, but how do you feel this goes?
To be honest, we've heard him also say he's played against 801Strider in the online realm, so I really think he's going to be very much so comfortable in this. On paper, I do like, I'd still kind of like Laura over Balrog on paper, but between these two individuals, I think Brian F. has shown time and time again that he's been ready for high-pressure situations with the likes of playing against Momochi at final round. His past performance against Smug, as you recently mentioned on the interviews. Just how consistent he plays against the points that he's accumulated in his bedroom by himself, is going to speak volumes.
And, of course, if you guys are aware, you're watching this on twitch.tv/ESL. That's all the hot news, all the hot videos. And, of course, if you guys want to keep track of us on Twitter, at ESLSF.
Yeah, that's right. Be sure to hit those follow buttons.
I mean, make sure you guys follow, because that's the only way you're going to know what's happening here. That's the only way you're plugged in to all this great matchup, all this great knowledge. And, of course, if you guys need more, you want to know what tournaments to go to, and you want to have that nice water cooler conversation, the boys over at Alter Chin keep you held down every Tuesday, mostly, 8 p.m. Pacific. That's Pacific, right?
PST, Pacific Standard Time.
Don't do that to me. I thought I said it wrong again. Anyways, but we do that every Tuesday. Make sure you guys stay tuned. We go in, we hang out. David makes fart noises. James pets his cat.
All the time.
Sajam plays with his hair. I'm looking amazing. That's kind of the dynamic that we have going. Anyways.
Huge fan. Huge fan. But that being said, we're going to get into these matches. Again, it's going to be first to 10. This is going to be contesting for that throne between Brian F., currently king, against 801Strider.
All right, so Brian F., a lot taller than he is on stream. I'm not used to him standing up, man. He was changing light bulbs around the studio. Dude's a monster. But here we are. And like you said, if they play as much as I think, yeah, this is definitely going to be a brawl, because we've seen familiarity with your opponent is one thing, familiarity with the character is another thing. But when you have both of those things, you start to see a nice little chain reaction of things that you typically don't see in the matchup. So you got to take this match with a grain of salt. He did do Brian did do a great job.
There's going to be plenty of salt.
Exactly. He did a great breakdown of what he would be looking forward to, and it actually shows like his mindset heading into it. He's aware of the setups. He's aware of the cockback on the thunderclap startup.
And that too, yeah.
Yeah, like he's pretty aware of what he's looking for in this situation. So as they get started, you see him going, Strider going right to those roundhouse, and an early tap to get it started. Outstanding fierce V skills to get in. He's so aggressive.
He has been bullying out the gate. Brian F. already pushing Strider to the corner. Again, that target combo catching the gaps in between Strider's play here.
Right, dash straight again, and there's the activation off the, oh, nice. And then it gets the punish with the command throw after the dash up. Gets that media elbow again, there's a V reversal. Brian F. trying to keep the space in between them. Dash up command throw from 801Strider.
Keeping himself meaty. He's going to spend the V reversal now because he does have the positioning and a significant life lead. And Brian F., again, going to work all the taps as much as possible. It's so hard to tell which one.
Yeah.
Whew.
It's really hard to tell which one. On top of that, like that startup invincibility kind of throws people off. And then you can't even hit buttons after it most of the time, depending on which one he gets off. So you gotta respect it. Oh, nice.
Finding the jump in. The anti-air was there. Strider fully aware. Now he's going to push Brian for the corner.
Another tap to keep that pressure started. Tries to go for that meaty overhead after the V skill. Didn't work out. Yeah.
So deceptive. You get clipped by that and he still recovers just in time so that he's not punishable. It's so hard to deal with sometimes.
Oh, nice. Gets that jab in the EX. And you see him controlling that range. He's not moving in at all. There's an activation. You see him holding that ground pretty strong. That was good. Oh, another EX dash punch. Tries to go for that meaty setup again. Quick rise by 801Strider. Kills it. And here comes that offense. Dash up command throw from 801Strider.
The mix-ups. Yeah, he saw Brian stand up after the initial block from the reset, giving him that information, thinking he's going to command grab. He's like, no, I'm going to go straight for these these chain normals. Crouch short, stand jab, elbow, and that sealed it for that second round.
So good. Look at Brian F. fishing like a man from Milwaukee would do.
Is that what they do in Milwaukee?
I'm really not sure.
Because I have no clue.
I don't. I've only been there once, and I slept the entire time. All right, here we go.
That's unfortunate. Forward Fierce connecting, getting the most of that Strider now. Getting the offensive pressure here.
Ooh. And how did he know? That's one of the things I was talking about. Just doing a crouch strong to be like, you know what, just in case you thought I forgot. And there's an activation off that down forward Fierce in the Spark Show.
Party time is still in effect. That V-trigger winding down so slowly.
Another command grab from 801Strider. He is so good with the pressure these days.
Yeah, I've never really seen these two go at it live. You know, I'm an avid fan of Brian F's stream. I even told him if he managed to pull out another 10-1 or a pretty big significant win, I'm subbing to his channel again.
Man, okay, you know what? If he does pull out I guess I'll be the third tier on that. I don't sub to anybody, so if he can do something that makes me worthy enough, dude, I don't have that kind of money, believe it or not. Speaking of which, look at all that stun bar over there. That's a lot of money up there, I can tell you that.
Yeah, one hit be knocking the change out of Balrog, but again, Brian F manages to fight his way back.
Oh, wow, that was so good, V-skill, to get through that thunderclap. And look at the normals coming from Brian F. Using that standing fierce at max range just to at least make sure she blocked it. Pop back,
counter hit, confirm. I like that. The counter hit, crouch strong. One more touch can do it. Activation.
Another activation
it's the party
again.
Time.
And we saw this is where Strider got a lot of his momentum from the last two games, well, the last game that he played to begin with. So it was really smart of Brian F to make sure he does not fall for the same thing again. Another dash.
Oh my gosh, that was meaty enough.
Gets that roundhouse and look at that stun bar as well as almost right there at 50% life tech on the throw. Oh my God, that was so sexy. Let's go.
That was ridiculous. Brian F pulling out all the stops here. That's going to be a dead Laura. He's going to connect this right in the grill. Yeah, that's going to be game 2 for Brian. Or excuse me, 1-1.
Yeah.
But it's game 2 in general. You know what I'm saying? So it's 1-1 here. Brian has 9 more to go to potentially get the sub money.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you can't even watch that set. Look, if Brian F was the king when I came here, I would not even watch that set of him versus Chris G. That's terrifying. Like, I wouldn't watch that.
As soon as he hit the 8-game mark, Chris G went on a rampage. 801Strider, I mean, hopefully he studied that footage and could kind of re-emulate that today.
Oh, wow. The tail end of that roundhouse gets the crush. Oh, okay, all right.
That was ridiculous.
Oh, God.
That was kind of ridiculous. Getting the meaties going. Here comes Strider. Getting that knockdown.
Hitting that. Oh my God, I was about to say he hit the recovery of it again.
You know, he's going to keep doing that because Strider hasn't had a solid answer. There was one, you know, that last rebuttal earlier, but it's not enough. Crouch Fierce, screw, going in there.
Oh, counter hit confirmed.
That's rough. Yeah, again, it's such a tough spot to be in. You're going to get either meaty, you're going to get throwed, you're going to get shimmied.
And it's really scary. You get that knockdown and you see this big boxer rolling towards you. It's kind of scary. Oh, man.
The taps on wake up. It hasn't stopped him at all.
Neutral jump. There's that standing medium punch. We saw it before in that set early, and there's a command grab.
I like it. Stand fierce at the medium. Yeah.
And just lucky enough, there's a drop by 801Strider.
Very unorthodox. We haven't seen him drop a lot in the last set against NerdJosh.
Oh. Was not able to convert that crouching jab. Spark show off the standing medium kick. What's going to happen?
Oh, wait a minute. Thunderclap, one more touch, and he chases it
did
down.
You see the weight? He was just like, I'm going to throw out this EX Thunderclap. I can hold back. If you try to dash in, you're still going to get hit. Oh, you're going to backdash? Cool. EX elbow.
Don't be doing that. No, he knows. He's ready.
No. Don't you do that.
Give him the wagging finger the whole time.
Go for it and tries to check right there on that thunderclap. Nice target to get it started with this pressure.
Yeah, I like that check afterwards. Didn't let Strider invade his space after the thunderclap, but here comes Strider with that side switch.
Smart usage of that armor to get through there. And you see how Brian F didn't take a step forward. He actually waited for 801Strider to try to walk forward. Just hit buttons in that range is really smart, but not that smart. Standing medium kick confirmed.
That whiff punish was amazing. Strider on party time, party central. He's just trying to get Brian to come through and commit to something. The clap, yeah, there it is. Almost about close to winning this meeting. Once Strider gets the medium kick.
Walking him to this corner. There's a good anti-air with the neutral jump into the walk under.
Almost
with
it.
The activation, that's not almost it, man. He's going to live. You don't even want to spend it because he's not going to die. Because he's not going to die.
It's an overhead?
Really close to dead, but he's not going to die. Trigger is on the table.
And
too far away.
Ooh, Brian F narrowly escaping death.
Reeled back in the seat right there.
I think we all did, Steve. I definitely reeled back in my seat. I'm pretty sure I took you down with me. But Brian F narrowly escaping the clutches of that forward fierce. Chess masters make mistakes sometimes, you know?
I mean, hey, that's what happens. That's why they lose to the super weight. No, they don't. Not this time, though. All right, here we go.
Not today.
Oh, wow. Hitting that recovery right there. Well, actually, just whiff punishing with thunderclap. Elbow again, jump back just to get out of that situation. Don't want to have to deal with that jab. Or that throw.
A couple of whiff normals here and there.
Oh, gets the low. Dash up, just whipping roundhouse in front. Strider not taking the bait.
Man, it's kind of looking like they haven't fully downloaded each other yet, but Strider finds the opening. He makes the opening, I should say, not finds it. Definitely using that meter to kind of use that stamp of offense to put that message in Brian's head. He's like, if you're not going to come to me, I'm coming straight for you.
Well, Brian even said himself, well, I mean, I'm sorry. Strider said himself that when he plays really turtly. So it's like looking at him try to hit buttons and moving in certain situations is really unique, especially considering he's fighting a Balrog now.
Right. And we'll see. You know, Strider, we talked about him being lame. He's doing pretty well for himself in the offensive department. But Brian F, ooh, the thunderclap to stop him dead in his tracks. That was nice. Real nice. Activation. Crouch fierce.
Here we go. More than enough trigger left. Tries to go for the reset. Nice challenge there by Strider. Gonna get a reset. Goes to the other side. And another command grab.
Oh, man. It's all tied up here. 2-2. It's been neck and neck. Strider pulling out all the mix-ups against Brian. Carefully calculating him. Each mix-up after mix-up.
Well, they said that they play each other a lot. I wonder how many times they've actually played each other in person. I feel like that's the thing, because you said like, oh, well, you know, they probably haven't felt each other out. And I think it's just the fact that they haven't played in person. That online does changes the realm of what Street Fighter looks like. So, you know, you can't really gauge properly.
That being said, Brian F already tying it up with Strider, getting that target combo earlier, stopping that tap dead into the tracks. Again, that turnaround punch, if meted correctly, you'll be able to stop it.
Oh, what a conversion by Strider. Goes for that jump in again. Smart anti-air, same side, burns a little meter, pushes to the corner, gets that counter hit. Not able to convert anything, but still gets that knockdown in the corner. Brian F.
Party time again. Is he going to go for the reset? He does.
Soon. Command throw. That's what he's going to, you know. Now
it's as if you knew.
It's like I knew.
You knew what was going to happen before it happened, Steve. You should be up there. You are.
Shut up, Jeremy. See, you know what? Now, we're going to talk about this later. Tap again, and he tries to hit a button. There's a trade this time around, though.
Way to contest that this time around. Again, the anti-air is on point from Brian F, pushing towards the corner, exactly where you don't want to be against the boxer.
Oh, just gets hit by it.
That's the new meta. Just going to get hit by it, huh?
Rock on the V reversal.
Again, chipping away, kind of like chopping down the tall giant that is Brian F. He's just chipping away at normals. The armor, my goodness. Smart spacing there from Brian F. And the activation.
Peeking. And we saw Strider do that a few times. 3-2 right now in way of 801Strider. We saw him do that in the set before, but him adjusting and reacting to throw whips is ridiculous. Even if he's not reacting, the fact that he has the consciousness to hit a button in those situations is kind of scary.
Yeah, so 3-2 so far for those of you keeping along. It's going to be Gustavo, 801Strider, up in the lead. Nice whiff punish. Miscalculating that distance is Brian F, and he paid for it.
Another command throw. And Strider is starting to spread his legs with these command throws.
Absolutely. Very versatile. Strider, again, trying to just get away from this pressure that Brian's presenting right now.
Dash up.
Double dashes. You press a button, you're going to get checked. That anti-air!
I love this pressure. Ooh, goes for the V skill, and it does not work out. There's the activation by 801Strider and another command throw.
Yeah, has to spin that V reversal. He doesn't want that.
Definitely a command throw.
He does not want this pressure. Brian F is just trying to fight his way back.
Backdash just to see if Strider's going to hit a button and getting clipped. And oh, what a jump back and no punish by 801Strider. Another dash back, and now it's kind of scary. No meter on side of Balrog. Laura has one EX bar still cranking up those thunderclaps, walking him slowly to the corner.
Oh, it just got caught last second. Yeah, he tried to make a move there with that dash, thinking Strider wasn't going to thunderclap him. Lo and behold, thunderclap came out and hit him.
Boy, was he wrong. And there it is again. Brian F actually said something about this. He said that that thunderclap is a problem because you try to dash in thinking that she's holding it and she releases it and you get hit. So he's completely aware of the situation. It just so happened that Strider is the better player for this instance right now.
Yeah, it must be nice to have a character that can low profile under these thunderclaps and stop her. But, you know, that was what Brian was complaining about earlier. Because he says Balrog is a fair character, right?
Yeah, he's crazy.
Doesn't have anything anything out of the ordinary, but here comes that explosive
activation.
Damage.
Push to the corner, goes for the reset.
A little bit too late on that V-skill over, or not the over, the hook.
And Strider just wasting time on that trigger. There's a V reversal, has the life lead, so that was a really smart usage. I like the fact that he's okay with using V reversal in that situation.
One more touch. Yeah, that was EX thunderclap, so there was a second projectile coming his way after the first one. Gustavo, 801Strider, up 2 whole games against Brian F. It's going to be 4-2. Very strong adaptations from both players. Still, Brian F., the main problem that he's been facing throughout these past couple of games has been thunderclap, Steve.
Oh, I love that.
The whiff punish.
Oh, so good.
Motion. Nice.
Wake up target just to get something started. Brian F. trying to get an... Oh, man.
Check your cabeza. And coming in hard. There it is. Yeah, that command grab completely whiff punish. Ton of damage on that side.
Gets that knockdown. A wake up command throw. Just walks up and does it. And there was another one. Tap to get through. No button this time. And you see him playing that range. Backdash by Brian F. Activation of Spark Show by Laura.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like that follow through from 801Strider as well. Yeah, Brian F. had to use that V reversal to get out of that pressure.
Oh, just a bit too early this time around.
EX thunderclap, reset potential. No, he drops it.
Oh, tries to walk forward to keep that ground. Did not work out in his favor. 801Strider just holding down back.
My God.
EX with the armor on top. Let me get in there. I like it.
He just busting doors down. He just didn't feel like being invited to the party. He just, you know what, I'm going to make my own party here. Using that meter in a very creative way against the thunderclap. Might have been the answer he needs.
Oh, crush counter. Gets that elbow confirmed. Dash up. No command throw this time. Small whiff punish there. Low forward to catch the sway back on tap. That was so good.
Again, if it's meaty enough, it's going to stop it. Can't be tap dancing all over Laura. It's not going to be a thing if you just keep your meaties in check.
Nice. Runs it to that crouch strong. Overhead.
Check your cabeza. That was clean.
You got to put a helmet on, man. You fight Balrog, it's like riding a moped. You always need a helmet. You always need one. It's safe. It's the law. And I'm just saying, man, you need that.
Yeah, you get checked once in the head. It's going to be problems. Problems. Brian F., again, staying alive here. It's going to be 4-3 between these two individuals.
Keeping it pretty close. Somebody just took a second to think right there. Thumbs up from Brian F.
Round 1.
Okay, he might have found the answer he needed with that the thunderclap problem. We'll see what happens in this game so far. Yeah, he tried to check with that sweep a little bit too slow for that. It was a good effort, though.
Roundhouse right at the tail end. I like that button call out there by Strider.
The trade-off for Brian F.
Oh, what a confirm. There's pressure here coming from Brian F. There's a tech on the throw. 801Strider holding down back per the usual. Oh, dash punch.
He's not giving Laura any space to breathe here. 801Strider just been thunderclapping his way out, but it's not going to be enough. Here comes Brian swinging right back.
Eventually finds his way in after eating a few thunderclaps. Command throw.
Meaty elbow potentially? Yes, there it is. V reversal's out.
And that is a bad situation to be in. There's another command throw. Life just about even now. Sways right back into that thunderclap. One more mix-up's going to do it.
Is that a wake-up?
Oh,
he did. He went for the command grab.
He punched the spit. You see all this spit?
That's gross. That is definitely gross.
Round 2.
All right, here we go. Round 1. Game 8. Brian F, and then eats that elbow on jump in.
To that +1 scenario, has to check him. Brian F tried to press a button there.
He said in the command throw, and there's a button to stop that EX thunderclap. And another one. That's going to be stun. 801Strider.
Thunderclap.
Looking
forward
to go
fierce.
up 5-3. Oh, drops
He
it.
dropped it completely.
No punish again by 801Strider. This is starting to unravel.
You know, Ball's the same kind of character. You let him breathe once, he takes an inch, or you give him an inch, he'll take a mile.
Oh, no
Oh, my
block on the
goodness.
B skill. That is an overhead. And you see Brian F holding ground, didn't even backdash. Low forward to take the round. Round, looking at the same time.
Yeah, yep. No, you're there. You got it. It's pretty close, very close, I should say. 801Strider with punishing at a whim's notice. That was very, very slick.
There's that elbow again, goes for the throw right there. I actually like that situation. We see 801Strider waiting, hesitating just a little bit to try to get a reaction, but now he's getting these crush counters, and life deficit is definitely looking like Strider skating right now.
Side switch happening for Strider again. Getting that jump in, he's been pretty successful with his jump ins at the right angle to get the cross-ups going. Brian F still trying to fight his way back, but Laura, significant life leads here. He's going to get that meaty again.
Another command throw, and this pressure is looking quite fierce from 801Strider. Tries to go for the activation. There's the V reversal and a throw by Brian F. He's trying to keep staying in here right now. There's a V reversal. I like it. Knocks off a little time on that V trigger, but you still have Brian F on the offense. Has more than enough meter to make this comeback, as well as trigger.
Oh my goodness, that would have been a dangerous situation for Strider. That whiff punish went full on V-trigger into critical art. That would have been a problem.
Another low forward, crouch jab, trying to find that opening. Critical art is on the table for Laura now as well. Tries to go for that V skill, gets the counter here, no confirm again, and he's still in there.
God.
Brian F not getting out. I don't want to buy any of your knives, sir. Get off of my front porch. You're gonna buy these knives.
Back-to-back throw baits. Yeah, that checkbook has been cleaned out. Full set of cutlery there.
Brian F on your doorstep. He ain't talked your wife into buying a set of knives, your baby, your niece, the dog. That's how good he is.
You know what? He's got to get that dog food ready. Who knows? You know, you got to get that sharp edge.
You got to prep the dog food.
Yeah. Got to give him real meat. Kick him that dog food. Come on.
Round one.
All right, here we go.
Fight.
Game 9 here between these two individuals. 801Strider and Brian F all tied up at 4 apiece.
Wow. What a change, huh?
Pretty significant adaptations from both players, though. I'm definitely appreciating that it's not one-sided.
Yeah. Stand roundhouse. Crouch strong right there. Crouch medium kick there by Brian F. That was really good.
Yeah, that distance clipping Strider at the very last second. And again, being a target combo is so significant for
Oh,
Laura.
yeah.
The double low, that's very new.
There it is again. There's the activation. No V reversal to keep him out. We've seen 801Strider not afraid to go to that option versus Balrog, especially not Brian F's Balrog. Dashes in, gets opened up by that jump medium kick, goes for the reset with the throw. Didn't work out in his favor, though.
Right. Again, I think he's waiting for the V-trigger to wind down, but again, that reset was sick.
Yo, he was just bouncing from wall to wall. There's another V reversal trigger is still on the table for Balrog. Oh, wow, that Fierce with a hit. Wow, what a dash punch to know exactly when it was going to disappear. Dash up again, nice tech on the throw. Man, these guys are fighting. Thought he was dead. There's a jump in, nice defense, and a regular throw to take it from 801Strider.
Regardless of the life deficit, Brian was still going to play gutsy because he's trying to work around that meta, whereas like if you have the life lead, you need to stop pressing buttons to take the throw.
Nice button to start it off. There's another command throw. Roundhouse? No. Down Fierce. Pressure. Nice chunk of gray life. Cashes out with that low forward.
Nice call. Here comes that meaty setup. He tried to go for it.
Neutral jump. Hit her on top of the head. I told you need a helmet when you fight me, girl.
The 2-bar corner carry coast to coast for Brian F.
State law. You need a helmet.
A little too far up.
If that's state law, I just
It is.
assume. Okay.
Nice
Command
call.
throw. And right now, Strider. Tap. Activate.
He's just waiting.
I like the patience. Ooh. V-skill. The fake out. Low. Medium kick. I like the block. Brian F knows that he was in bad shape right there.
It is
What
Brian
a comeback.
F. Carrying the pieces together, making sure he doesn't drop the plate of cookies. He's going to be getting that round against 801Strider, narrowly escaping death again, stealing these rounds.
I like Brian F. He has a comfortable range where he feels like it's a lot better for him to play at. Does not mind getting pushed and didn't even follow up. Just dashed up. He was a little late on that dash up, but it was smart not to confirm, but this is going to give Strider a chance. We see 2 continuous command throws, more pressure. There's a V reversal. Strider likes that.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have Balrog spend that V meter, even with that current life setting with Brian F, because it's going to be better for you, less comeback factor, right?
Yeah, those back rolls are definitely working out in Strider's favor. He's ready for this.
Oh, the tap activate.
Oh, gets the counter hit after the delayed dash up. Push all the way to the... Went for the reset with the tap. Jesus Christ. Man.
He knows. Yeah, Brian F, as soon as he went for the tap, he had a nod of approval because he knows that wasn't going to be the mix-up that's going to confuse 801Strider. He was 100% ready for that.
Representing the East, Brian F.
Quote, unquote.
I mean, Milwaukee's pretty far east, though, right?
Well, I meant in terms of him being Miami.
Oh, okay. Oh, what a sweep right there to punish that thunderclap at that range.
Oh, check
and
your
that
legs.
was right under roundhouse. Thunderclap. Ooh, stand medium kick. Really?
He's just ready. I'm telling you, Steve. He knows. He's been stopping that for a while now.
Backdash and nothing from Brian F.
I like it. Yeah, the check, the stand short buffer.
Another V reversal and holds back just to get out of range. Spins a little meter to push to the wall, and it's looking good. Gets the jump in, and they trade. There's that low forward again.
Activation time, yeah, forward fierce. A little bit too far for anybody to grab anybody. Nice use of the meter again, that EX upper. So smart around that thunderclap, but again, 801Strider trying to get these command grabs going.
The trying did it. I like that. Just had the button out there waiting. It's like, are you going to dash in? It's cool. You're going to eat this target combo for being too needy.
He's got enough to feed the needy, Steve. He's got enough. I like it. The checks again. Brian advancing little by little. He's going to stay in that spot, right? That little pocket he's comfortable with to kind of get ready for the whiff punishes you see there. 801Strider, yeah, try to catch that low forward.
And there's another low forward from Laura. You see 801Strider using it just to get his offense started.
Again, that stun gauge pretty high up there. Brian just needs one more opening activation for the party.
Oh,
yes, side switch. Just a regular throw. And I like it. He's backing off. He's just forcing Brian to make the mistakes.
And getting in there with that crouching medium kick again. Nice jump back and awareness. And opens him up low with after the albatross spin.
The check, he knows the distance as to when 801Strider wants to dash through the fireball. And he had the fist pump going too. He was like, yes, my strategy worked. I'm going to hang out right outside fireball. We talked about that earlier, offset. We were just saying, you know, if you have problems with thunderclap, stay right outside that range. Press something relatively safe in terms of the speed and being able to convert off that. That makes a world of difference in contesting the thunderclap.
Roundhouse just to start it. No, you're right. You have to be able to do that. You have to be able to show the opponent that you're able to contest thunderclap. Don't leave it on the table for complete usage, but you have to establish that you're not afraid of it and you know how to deal with it. Speaking of knowing how to deal with it, what stun damage?
No throw baits there. 801Strider. Oh, but he still gets the counter hit. That scramble.
And that pressure up close gets really scary with Balrog spinning in your face. Like, what is going on?
He's just trying to get those digits, Steve. That's what it is. He's just trying to get past this defense that is the thunderclap and trying to get to know 801Strider a little bit more.
That roundhouse gets the dash low. Another tap.
That was a 5, Steve. He held that for a minute.
Crush counter. Gets the knockdown. We've seen Strider get a lot started. There's a command throw, especially off of these command throws. Nice jump out. And you see Strider okay with being at that range, just looking for a chance to get in. He talked about this in the interview. He says he feels like Lauras are too needy. They want to get in so much, and it opens them up even more. So he's playing the collected game, working out in his favor. Set is tied 5-5. Nice walk back, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Standing medium kick to confirm, gets the knockdown.
Again, this thunderclap pushing Brian up further and further into the corner. That alone has been a problem. Again, the meaty from 801Strider caught Brian pressing a button all tied up here.
And these guys are keeping it close.
Significant meter for both players here. Pretty close to critical art. Oh, check your face. That was a straight shot if I ever seen one.
Yeah, it's dash punch. What the? That was so far away.
It was a lot further than I anticipated.
Command throw again. Every time we see him get this command throw, he always feels like the round goes his way after that. And he gets it like mid-match, and all of a sudden, momentum's in his favor.
Oh, what a check. Yeah, that buffer was sweet from Brian.
Roundhouse. Firm low forward again. 7 frames, and it's working so well versus moves like tap and just dash punches. It's working out. Dash up again. You see Brian F trying to keep this pressure going. Spinning a little bar. Speaking of which, EX elbow from 801Strider. Back dash,
and he got clipped. He got clipped. Yeah, he tried to go for the anti-air. That might have been significant enough to get Laura anti-aired. Only take a little bit of damage from the thunderclap, but either way, both of those hits killed right now for the last second. So that's 6-5 for 801Strider against Brian F. Again, he might have found, or he might have misplaced his footing there against Laura in the thunderclap scenario.
Crowd strong. See him getting this offense started early, push to the corner. You see all small button checks right there just to see. Trying to bait out movement, see if they're going to do thunderclap. Try to get a gauge on that range you want to control. Nice target to push to the corner. And you see Brian F just pacing back and forth around that sweep range where he can get in, do a lot of pressure. Nice throw again.
He's trying to fish for those baits, but again, Strider almost on edge here. One more touch.
Oh, standing medium kick in the spark show again. And this is where all the mix-ups come.
Nice block. Brian F knowing that he's going to be a little bit desperate trying to get these mix-ups going, but prevails with that pretty good defense and the punish.
I think it's crazy 801Strider even still is okay with holding down back with like trigger active. Most people go ham.
He plays lame, Steve. He said it multiple times, although I can't agree, but he claims to play lame. That was, I guess, one of the examples he had. Nice crush counter again. Back and forth movement, tricking Brian F to stay blocking. Got that opening.
Oh, the low again. That's been pretty effective for him, and there's another medium kick. Just caught you peeking, only slightly, and you're in danger. That was a command throw. Nice button there by Brian F, and now he's going to push to the corner. 2 bars left, more than enough trigger. Goes for the reset, and he somehow or another he blocks it. Standing medium kick, tries to go for the low.
Oh, the delayed. Oh, that delayed upper. Right at the very last second, but still, either way.
Oh, why was it still there? What?
I don't know what to tell you about that. That was definitely meter used for that to keep the thunderclap alive, and that was really unfortunate for Brian F. You saw a big shake of disapproval.
Roundhouse again.
Anti-air's on point. Yeah,
Ooh,
that
dash
side
like
switch. So sneaky.
Went for the overhead. What a block by Strider. Dash up to try to punish that hop back and still gets thrown.
Yeah, we haven't seen him do that too often either off of the EX option, the EX dash punch.
Ooh. Once again, that back roll is definitely keeping 801Strider out of trouble.
So smart. Very much so in tune with the matchup, knowing that Brian F loses the mix-ups or the media after that. The roundhouse, catching at the toe with the tap.
So good.
He waits the delayed strong. He is so slick with those frame traps. He'll walk up at a significant amount of space and just clips 801Strider, just poking at him.
And it is 6-6 right now. These guys are going toe and toe right now. Blow for blow, toe for toe. I like
real life footsies is what that is.
Real life footsies. I'm glad you put it that way.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Man, we are at game 12 right now. Game 13, I'm sorry. There we go, nice push to the corner again. Dash punch, gets the sweep.
You know, every time I see those instances where somebody pushes someone to the corner so fast, it doesn't really mean a thing anymore. It's like you'd think it would be one-sided, but Strider has been in that situation time and time again and has fought his way out of the corner back into the neutral where it's still a scary situation.
I'm going to blame it on standing medium kick. Every time standing medium kick is like saved him. Pulling him from the fire. Yeah. Gets right under the thunderclap. Will sweep again. Jump in fierce. I like it. Oh, that is going to hurt. And there's that activation off of medium kick. We just brought it up. Speak of the devil. Command throw.
Can't whiff those throws, Brian.
Another one. And then he gets full tap right there.
He was feeling himself there. He took a huge sigh of relief. He backed up in his seat. He's like, yes, fall into my taps.
Fall into my taps.
Going for the EX rush punch here. This time around, contesting with the stand. Jab from 801Strider. Oh, get that roundhouse out of here. Oh, slap that girl again. There you go. Yeah, getting that thunderclap through and through, using that meter creatively. But here comes Strider, reset.
And gets that counter hit. Jab activation. Spark Show is active, but you see him just standing it out. Goes for that V skill. Barely evades it. Oh, wow.
He got caught on his toes.
Another command throw.
So difficult.
and wake up EX Thunderclap, and just like that, an answer back from 801Strider.
Still tied up here in game 13 between these two individuals. Again, you know, when Strider plays offense, it's never option A, B, or C. It's all of them combined, I feel. He's always pressuring, and it's so ambiguous. I can't even fathom what he's thinking next on the next mix-up.
Oh, another EX Thunderclap, and there it is, just pacing behind it.
I like that. Yeah, he masks that V-skill to keep the charge so that Strider doesn't know what's coming next.
I like to hold back to get out of range, low forward again. Oh, nice footsies right there by Strider.
Oh,
and finally gets the overhead and not able to convert.
The one time he got that mix-up to go through for him, Brian F. That was slick. That was slick. I like that a lot. He went for the low this time instead of the grab. We haven't seen him. Yeah. One punch. Yeah, he didn't get a lot of success off of that last instance where it was a knockdown and then the V-skill overhead. Finally gets it, and it finally paid off.
So this is the first time he's had the lead in the set, if I'm not mistaken. So it should be.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's pulling a lead for the first time here between these two individuals, and it's always been extremely neck and neck. One game up against 801Strider.
Oh, tries to go for that tick throw.
That's so good. Far roundhouse, or just roundhouse in general, right? Being that far, being able to crush counter and then convert into damage makes you really second guess Laura's neutral. Like that, just buffering. Brian's just throwing out the normals. Just kind of keep Strider in check if he's trying to do something crazy like V-skill forward. And then medium kick again, your favorite move in the game so far, Steve.
There's another V reversal just a little too early, and there's a check on the jab by Brian F.
I like that. He mixed it up this time. He used that V-skill, didn't do the follow-through, but went for the meaty. But still, 801Strider.
A bunch of trades coming out in favor of 801Strider. Just gets out of range, gets the low knockdown. What's going to happen? Trying to keep that pressure going. Finds that last hit, confirms.
I was so excited I dropped everything. It was so close, I couldn't even tell. Brian F. Getting that first round, it was so clutch.
Anti-air elbow. First one we've seen all game, I believe. There's a command throw. Crush counter. And now Brian F getting a little antsy, hitting buttons. Look at the stun bar. Look at the damage. 801Strider looking pretty confident right now.
Nice. Way to contest that again. Catching Strider outside of the hurt box, or the hitbox with that projectile. Reset. Yeah, he's going to go for it. Yeah, the sunset wheel getting that round back. Pretty significant comeback from 801Strider here.
They're really close right now. 7-6 in favor of Brian F.
Again, we might go all the way, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Gets hit, not able to confirm, didn't catch him crouching. It's cool, no counter hit, so.
Way to block. Strider just going to be hanging out again, playing that lame style he preached about before.
Oof. Caught you peeking again. EX push to the corner, nice block.
Interesting, yeah. I thought that was meaty enough for him to not get punished. That is -4.
I feel like she could still check you regardless. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be her turn to play. I was just impressed at the fact that it still hit him at the very end of it, being as meaty as it was.
Oh, nice dash punch out of that V-skill.
Oh my God, that was
barely out of range. 801Strider holding back just enough to get out of range, and here he comes on the offense. EX, and then there's a V reversal. Brian F not liking that pressure. Another V reversal from Laura. Tries to hop over, jab, command throw. And you knew he was confident in it because he did jab, walk up, command throw.
It's as if you said command throw and he did it right when you said that.
That's
Steve,
why I did the head movement.
Power.
I did the head movement forward to imply that there was another command throw coming.
Your head almost went straight into the TV. That was ridiculous. That was like command grab, and it was just.
I told him to do it.
It was there.
That was my psychic will. I imposed it.
Yeah, you were definitely like the opposite of commentator's curse.
Yeah, I try. I try. Because, you know, I go into the mind of the player. I'm like, obviously he wants this to happen. So, gets that forward throw.
Oh, I like that exchange for Brian F. 100%. Yeah, that damage output in comparison was definitely in Brian's favor.
Gets out of range of that throw again. We've seen 801Strider do it all night. There's another throw. V reversal to stop that thunderclap pressure. She doesn't have any meter. There's a tech on the throw.
Yeah, Brian F still has a decent amount of life left to get his V-trigger back in time before the KO happens. I like the defense from Strider, not a throw in sight.
Look at that gray life adding up right there. Gets that dash punch, cashes out on that damage. Standing medium kick, activation. Not dead just yet.
Yeah.
Jam.
He absolutely knows his frame theater. He was waiting for the perfect opportunity to initiate party time. He used stand medium kick at the right spacing and the right time after that low short.
Nice. Ooh, hits that recovery of the button. Roundhouse.
Yeah, nothing there for Brian. He's just whiffing a majority of these challenges towards the thunderclap.
And you could see 801Strider is making Brian F swing into a lot of stuff he doesn't want to. He's putting him in a situation where he's trying to press himself, but he's getting opened up because those thunderclaps are there.
That's a great observation there. Again, that's been the problem initially in this set, and it's I feel like it's in a circle. We're in a loop right now.
Once again, that's another command throw. Oh, and tries to tap to get through it, but that was really smart. No matter what had happened, he would have been okay. All right, here we go. You see Brian F taking his time, but 801Strider is just slowly but surely coming out on top. I mean, even if he's not the most patient of players, 801Strider, he's definitely doing a great job of making sure Brian F, he's lulling him, he's luring him into a false sense of security for him to hit buttons, and it's getting him opened up. All right, here we go.
Taking the lead back against Brian F is going to be 8-7 for those of you following along. 801Strider, again, presenting that problem that Brian F has been having with the thunderclaps, punching her right in the face as soon as she charged back. Again, a huge problem. Yeah.
And Brian F not wanting to give up that space, instead just opting to hold down back even when that thunderclap is out there.
Yeah, he's opting to just play defense now and just take the blocks this time around. He doesn't want to risk anything too much by trading.
And like I said before, still trying to play at that same range. Oh. And this time gets the punish, no command throw until there.
Anytime, yeah, has to spend the V-reversal. He doesn't want to put himself in that dangerous position. Once again, here comes 801Strider, all the shenanigans.
Oh, it's forward throw again. Another, try to go for another throw. That's
another one.
Smart tech. TJ Khaled, I like to call it. V-reversal to get through just a little too early. You see Brian F definitely down on life, blocks it.
Missed the punish. Definitely missed the punish on that EX elbow.
Backdash to get out of there. There's that low forward again.
Oh, man, just running into the thunderclap. Yeah, it's not going to be the best thing for you to do. Again, the projectile just moves so slowly, you can't V-skill like you normally would with Barok versus a projectile.
A lot of people get caught hitting buttons in between the gap, and that's what gets them opened up, because then she gets to confirm. There's a block on the target. There's that medium punch.
Good blocks from Brian, catching that crouch strong, and that confirm is beautifully executed. That reset, even better.
Once again, different side command throw. That's one of the better options right there, especially since Brian F has been freezing up quite a lot. V-skill backdash, chases with the EX elbow. Brian F gets the second hit of that target combo, confirm. Gonna push to the corner, goes for the reset.
Oh, nice. That's the punish.
That's the punish. He missed it last time, like you said before, but picked it up on the second.
Good awareness from Brian F. That is the third time he's encountered the EX elbow through, and the third time he finally managed to get the punish correctly.
All right, you see that neutral being played pretty strong. And you see 801Strider just walking Brian F to the corner. I like the backup there by 801Strider, and he is so content with just chilling there. I like it. There's that jump, tries to go for the air-to-air, did not work out.
And I like that, changing the strategy of just neutral jumping, kind of testing Strider out to see if he would react.
And it's late in the set, so even doing something like that could probably throw a good player on tilt no matter who they are. They see you start going to the jump-ins as an option, it definitely changes the dynamic. Another dash punch, just barely whiffs, crouch strong, EX confirmed, tries to go for it, didn't hit a button after that V-skill.
Yeah, wasn't fast enough at all.
God, he held back and got opened up and is not looking good right now.
Party time again.
Another command throw.
2 sunset wheels, building a sunset moped.
Holds back just a little bit to see what was about to happen, and now you see another backdash. Laura does have a little meter. You got to be careful that EX elbow can come out at any point in time. You see those dashes. Try to go for another overhead.
He tried
and
it.
A smart punish by 801Strider, who is now on set point versus Brian F.
You got to think, right, he's ready for these no matter what the circumstance, and the punish you see was there. Every time Brian has tried to go for one of those resets, especially after the dash punch, again, it's not too risky. It's -4, and it's risk reward is pretty worth it. But still, 801Strider is always prepared for those mix-ups.
You see Brian F taking a second to think about it. I don't blame you.
Yeah, it's down to the final game potentially for Strider, as we have 9-7.
But as we saw in Brian F's last match, this is why you don't watch the last set between him and Chris G. Like, this is why you don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, Brian F could definitely make a comeback here. Last time he played in this scenario, it was 8-9 against Chris G. Almost had the entire set. What a check. Yeah, that thunderclap not coming out, that crouch strong was ever ready from Brian F.
It's pretty good. I believe it's 5 frames, +2 on block, so you have to be careful. Jump in, light kick. Oh, gets over that thunderclap. Nice check.
Check. Yeah, he makes sure Brian F is within that range because I know he wants to contest with the strong.
Tries to go for another reset. Still finds an opening. Stun is becoming a factor. No tick. There's the throw.
Back throw to get more meter for himself. Brian F definitely still in the game. That pressure was something else. 801Strider did not know whether to press a button or tech.
Match point here for Brian F. He definitely does not want Strider to get any closer to his goal. He's at 9 wins and count. That thunderclap again. Goes right for the target, pushes to the corner, tries to get a jump in, and I'm liking the slow and steady check here by Brian F. Walk forward, check a little bit, see how they react, maybe throw. Uh-oh, this time an answer back by 801Strider, and then a command throw.
Yeah, one missed meaty was all it took for 801Strider to get his momentum right back, but then again, that check with crouch strong. So good with Brian F. Too slow indeed. Yeah, didn't check the V-skill pressure. Here comes 801Strider activation.
Command throw. Still has Spark Show active. Tries to go for that median. Oh, for the V reversal. And look at the range. Another backdash by Brian F. from Roundhouse. He thought he was going to try to come in low forward. Gets the command throw. Not dead yet. Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. Absolutely. It was barely enough to kill him. You know, it was a little deceptive. I'm not going to blame you for that one. That was definitely deceptive.
Set point here for 801Strider.
Ooh.
Stand medium kick. Confirm. Going to get that knockdown.
Again, spending that V reversal early because he does have enough life left afterwards. Again, he's going to get that push against 801Strider. Good throw from Brian F. Tried to go for it again. 801Strider well aware. The anti-air is still so ready.
Smart tech. At that range, man, tries to use the armor to get through. This time, 801Strider is ready.
And Brian is a lot more active with these buttons. He might be feeling the pressure. 801Strider, one more from taking it away.
And that's going to be the set. 801Strider takes it 10-7.
Man, you could tell Brian was getting a little frantic towards the end. That pressure was building up mentally, and he just went ham. Too much ham.
These guys, there is a such thing. Brian Compton screaming like the uneducated FGC guy that he is, that there is not a such thing as ham. And there is. And there is. Like, for example, he goes ham on the beard. He goes too ham on the hair. That's an example. I'm joking. I'm joking.
You know, it sounded like it was a pretty sincere gesture here. I'm going to just step away.
I actually like Mr. Compton's hair. I actually like Mr. Compton's hair.
At least he has hair, you know. So that's something. It looks
it's not looking too good for me either.
Looks
it's
great to me. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, too much ham, a little bit overboard there from Brian F. towards the end there. He really tried to make it work, being a lot more active with his buttons. I wish it was the case earlier in the set, to be honest.
Well, I mean, the set itself actually played out. It was neck and neck up until the end. It wasn't too many actual changes.
Each other, yeah.
It wasn't too many changes. One of the few changes was the fact that Brian got a little bit antsy. He started hitting buttons a little more. He got a little more active, and that kind of controlled the pace. After that, 801Strider was like, oh, I see that you're cracking, and now I'm just going to continue to do more of the same. And I felt like that's what actually got him the W. Brian F. played really well. The adjustments that he made was because he was getting hit. And for 801Strider, he doesn't have to make an adjustment. It's up to Brian F. to make that change so he won't get hit anymore.
That's exactly why it was as close as you're sitting right next to me right now. But again, keeping that adaptation level is just so tough at first to 10s, right? If it was a 2 out of 3 or 3 to 5, it's at a moment's notice, right? But
Well,
being at a first 10, there's so much information being downloaded.
yeah, those first to 10 set. Come on, dude. Uncomfortable, bro. No, I'm joking. If you look at it, that's one of the beauty of the first to 10 sets. You get to see those adjustments. And in this case, 801Strider played the exact same, and then Brian put himself in a bad situation.
Right.
Regardless, we will be taking a quick break here at King of the Hill. And when we come back, you guys are going to get to talk to our competitors. We'll be right back.
And welcome back, everybody, to ESL's King of the Hill. I am here with the prematurely dethroned King, unfortunately.
It was great while it lasted.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I was a fan. I'm going to be very honest. I'm not into, like, chess players as much. So,
Right.
it's, you know,
Checkers is a superior game.
Absolutely. That's where the King is actually at. So,
Exactly.
You know, again, it was a tough run. It was, what, 10-7
Yeah.
between you and Gustavo or 801Strider. How did that set go for you towards the adaptations been back and forth? How was that experience for you?
I was just hoping to pull ahead at some point. I was like, geez, can I get a break?
At one point.
Can I get a break?
At one point.
I think I only had a 2-game lead. Like I won 2 in a row, basically.
Yes, you did.
And I was like, finally, we can stop going back and forth. And then, and then it came down to when he was about 7-7. I think that was like the last game I won.
Right.
And I remember I had some execution error where I meant to like EX upper through one of the fireballs, and I got a regular upper, and then it kind of just.
I saw that trade-off. Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, that kind of like killed my momentum and gave it all to him. And then we got more figured out towards the end, and it was, you know, when it was down to 9-7, I was like, yeah, it's possible, but it's so hard to not get mixed
Right.
when you're put into those situations. And kind of just fell apart towards the end, unfortunately.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that frustration going on with the buttons, and you know, I like to think you were pretty buttonsy towards the end, rather like more so than earlier in the set. You know, you told me earlier you like to press buttons on defense.
Right. Well, in this game, you don't want to block.
You don't.
You don't want to
really
block
don't.
or tech throws. You want to be mashing buttons whenever you think there's going to be a gap, and that's kind of what I've tried to figure out versus Laura is when to mash. I mean, it sounds scrubby, but really, you just got to do it.
Strider did the same thing. He waited for a button press. You did crouch short like twice, and then he did stand medium kick. I was like, oh my god, are you serious?
You can't avoid that. That button's full screen. You're going to get full screen stand medium kick in the V trigger when you fight Laura. So yeah, you just got to find ways to, you know, exploit their offense to make it your turn again. And that's kind of why it's so back and forth all the time. And yeah, towards the end, I was trying to go in a bit more, and then I was trying to use more V-skill shenanigans off of EX dash straight because I noticed he wasn't really interrupting them until like the very end. He started jabbing, which you can do whenever you do V-skill on block. You can jab interrupt. And yeah, just kind of didn't work out. There's a lot of instances too where he was charging the fireball, and I'm holding tap a lot, and because of that, I can't really anti-air or do certain moves.
Too, yeah.
Well, the way I do medium punch and heavy punch, which is probably really bad.
Take notes. This is the secret right here. Which tap to hold. It's very significant.
Don't do what I do because I can't anti-air when I'm charging tap. It's just easy for my hands to be in that position, so I kind of just naturally started doing that.
Because it's any 2 buttons.
Right.
Yeah.
So because of that, he would like throw fireball, and then he would jump at me, and I'm like, great. Like I have like no options because you're supposed to anti-air to get rid of the fireball, but if I go to anti-air, I would like let go of tap into the cross up and fire. So there's a lot of stuff like that going on, and yeah, just got figured out towards the end. Got put in unfair situations.
And I know you previously mentioned your practice against IDOM, and you've played 801Strider.
Right.
How did that come into play today? I mean, you seemed pretty confident in the beginning, and then how do you feel about 801Strider now? I mean, like what stands out as him like as a Laura player in all the practice you've been doing?
It's not really his Laura, it's just his fighting game fundamentals. Like
it's cool if you want to just say it's Laura in general.
Well, it's a little bit just Laura, but it's also a lot just Balrog. So, I mean...
Balrog's fair, though.
Oh, right. Yeah, we're still going with that. Fair and balanced. Okay. But yeah, I mean, like the Laura stuff I can mostly handle. I know how to control a bit of the neutral, but towards the end it just became down to more like the read situations of when I wanted to press. He was getting me with more shimmies because I was taking throws in a lot of situations where it was working before. So I got conditioned. So it wasn't really Laura. It's just he changed with the flow of the set. And then, like, you know, I always run out of steam. That's kind of like my thing, like where I can't always keep up with, you know, adapting with the player. And then he continued to do so. So he closed it out.
So what would you say you would have to do personally in your next couple of streams when you're trying to practice certain situations like this?
Well, for one, I need to stream. I will be back. I've taken a little bit of a break since last King of the Hill, but I will be back streaming. And I guess just composure. I mean, there's not really. I feel like that's just the biggest thing for me right now is composure. I don't feel like there's any like situation that I've never seen before or didn't know I handle. It's just that you don't know which one is coming, and you kind of have to guess between them. So it's more about keeping your cool, not flinching too much, or not expecting one thing and then the other thing happens and you're not prepared for it. So it's just, I think it's just more time, more offline practice, experience, going to tournaments and stuff. I think it's just going to take time.
Yeah, speaking of which, actually, what tournament are we expecting to see you in?
I am going to Combo Breaker next and CEO and Evo. So those are the 3 I planned out right now. But I mean, I plan to go to as many as I can for the second half of the CPT tour. So I plan to be all over.
Awesome. And again, it's been a pretty wild ride for yourself. Hopefully we can expect to see you back again. But before we throw it over to Tasty Steve and the new King, where do we find you exactly on your stream?
You can find me at twitch.tv/Brian_F. I stream like most weekdays, play a lot online, so you can go check that out, ask any questions. Yeah, I do a lot of online grinding, and you can always pop in and say hi and ask questions and whatnot. And yeah.
It's been an honor to watch you play time and time again at every major we happen to bump into each other at, and just watching you on stream, it's been really fun. Obviously, I'm a fan, all right? So I'm just not trying to sound biased. You know, I just don't like chess too much. Again, I've reiterated that multiple
Checkers
times.
is a man's game, you know.
Absolutely. That's going to be the takeaway for us here at the desk. And we're going to talk about a little more of the lesser-known game that these 2 individuals play. It's going to be Tasty Steve and 801Strider.
Hear ye, we have a new king. 801 House Representative. Anyway, congratulations, good sir. At first, I was watching you play, and you guys kept it pretty neck and neck. Why was it? I walked over here like, man, that was close. So much high-level lore play for me, 801Strider versus Brian F. I didn't buy it at all. But what? How did you feel in that first little segment where you guys were going back and forth?
Man, it was stressful. Stressful. That's the best word to describe it. I mean, you have 2 characters that can kill each other off one hit. That's stress, man. Like I aged 3 years just playing that set.
Well, I like the fact that you rested on what you said. You said, "Hey, I like the turtle," and it felt like you kind of left Brian to kind of hang himself because you guys are going neck and neck. Like I was looking, you guys are going back and forth, but he got a 2-win streak, and then after that, you kind of just let him hang himself. Can you walk us a little bit through that?
Well, he's really good at interrupting Laura's strings. I mean, he has a point. Buttons are the best defense in this game. And a lot of Laura's pressure is fake, especially after Fireball. You know, neutral, if I throw a Fireball, people just freeze up, and they let me dash up and disrespect them and their mother. But Brian, he was really good at keeping me in check. Like, he would just jab me out of every single dash up. So after that, I realized, okay, I'm just not going to commit. I'm going to take the ground that I gained with the Fireball and just kind of go with it.
I saw you establish really hard that you wanted him to fear the command throw. How did you work that in? Because I legit was calling it out. I was like, and then command throw. Like, I was saying it because I knew it. What was the reasoning for turning on that command throw? Because you just said he was checking with buttons. How did you know when to slide that in? Slide that in.
Slide it in. I can't describe it. It's just a feeling, man. You kind of just gotta get a good read on when it's the right time. You just go for it, man. You just follow your gut. My gut tells me go for a command throw, and I say, okay. I'm not going to argue with my gut. My gut's part of me. We were like this.
Stick to your guns. You're like this. You're not like inside. It's just like this.
We're like this, man. I mean, me and my gut, we go way back.
Where they go for walks in the park. They eat lunch together. Their Facebook pal.
Yep. Post sappy notifications. Yeah, that's us, man.
Also, while I was watching, I noticed that even though he was aware of a lot of the trade situations with Fireball, that didn't stop you too much from continually to try to press those situations. Like, what made you say, you know what, I don't care that some of these times he's armoring through or he's sweeping you or doing great jump-ins. What were the smallest adjustments that you made? Because it didn't stop you from going to the setups. You just waited a little longer.
Yeah. I mean, doing his little EX move through Fireballs, it's not easy. You have to react pretty fast. Yeah. And I just kind of experimented with ranges to see what range would be the best. Because if I charge Fireball, even for a little bit, that move is useless. As you saw in that set, I would get a full combo because he would try to EX through a level 2 Fireball, and that just ate up his armor. I got a free medium punch into whatever.
Okay, that makes sense. Then another thing that I noticed is that you were really keen at a certain range of doing low forward, and it actually beat out a lot of the options. So he would try to do dash punch, and it actually stuffed him. He tried to do like tap, and then he would still get stuffed. Some instances it traded. Which situation are you most comfortable with in that? Do you always stick the button out, or do you feel like you want to wait and react?
A little bit of both. It depends on the player. If they're really button-y, I'll just wait and react. If they don't want to commit, then they'll just inch forward and, press footsies. Yeah, believe it or not.
Footsies?
Yeah, this game has footsies.
What? Street Fighter 5? Footsies? No way.
Crazy. Yeah, I know. It's I sound like a madman right now, but yeah.
Well, you sound like the mad king of the hill here at ESL. Once again, congratulations. And just in case we don't get to see you again, you might have an event coming up. Where can the people reach out to, talk to, watch you stream, watch you work out, go for walks with your kidney? Well, how's that work?
I don't know. Me and my kidney, that's private. That's not out for public. Follow me on Twitter at 801_Gustavo. I'm starting to stream a bit more often. Twitch.tv/801Strider. Hope to be out there more for the peeps out there.
Well, you guys heard it from the king. We are going to congratulate the man one more time, and we're going to throw it back to the homie at the desk, Jeremy.
And again, there you have it. You see Brian F. losing the throne just after winning it last week, 7-10 against 801Strider. The new king won with his gut. Again, not the man to really go against it. They are very much so in a personal relationship. But again, 801Strider is your current contender for the king, or current king of the hill, I should say.
Well, I mean, he said it himself. After speaking with him, it kind of made more sense because he definitely let Brian F. hang himself a little bit. He saw that he wasn't prepared for every situation, but the fact that he was he picked up on it. So, you know what, I'm going to put these buttons here, and then I'm going to make him scramble. And he kind of just let Brian F. hang himself.
Right.
That's why I was asking him. It was so neck and neck in some of those situations. And when I saw him make the call to hit a button, it always paid out in his favor. That low forward was really scary. I don't know. I don't care who you are. If you see Balrog do tap and then he gets stuffed, that's going to make you second guess. And then you saw Brian F. start turning to more dash punches in that range.
Yes.
But that's when he was trading with Thunderclap. That's when he would do tap, dash up, command throw, and that's when he was able to kind of expand upon his game. So very multi-tiered attack to taking down the fortified base of Laura.
The old king too. And again, you know, it's great that he mentions it's up to the player. He's emphasized that in the interviews multiple times. It's really up to the player. That's how you know he's not autopiloting any of these options. Now, we kind of give Laura a little bit of slack for being the kind of character that she is. But to be honest, you have to have the mentality and the reads to actually execute and go with the plan. Going forward, you need to make sure you get those reads down. And again, 801Strider perfectly showed that example where he read the opponent correctly, went for the right options, and continued to do the mental damage. And that's what's really pushing him over the edge, and that's exactly why he's the king today.
You know, I mean, the gameplay itself says it all. I mean, him being the king is kind of scary. This isn't the first Laura King player we've actually had. I mean, the first Laura player that's been king that we've had, if I'm not mistaken. But we've seen, like you said before, Brian F. plays against some of the best Lauras. He plays against, like, Iodom. He even said that he played against 801Strider, and even that didn't stop the transcendence, the usurping of the throne to Mr. 801Strider.
I like the way you phrased that, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's kind of scary because, like, you see these two characters that we always talk about. We talk about Laura being broken, and we talk about Balrog being too strong. But, I mean, that's a very well-played testament to how you can deal with those situations, how it plays out, even some of those trade situations. So there's a lot of research and footage that you can go back and look at from just that set alone on how to deal with, how to adjust, and, you know, possibly what not to and what to do in that matchup.
Pretty much,
because it kind of went downhill after that last comeback from 801Strider.
Yeah, as soon as Brian F. hit 7 games, as he mentioned in the previous interview, it was just pretty much downhill from there. Strider had 9 to 7, and you saw the frantic plays there from Brian F. He tried to press more buttons. And I was asking him, you know, was it the nerves? Was it how cold it is in the studio? I mean, it could be a mix of both. And, you know, he talked about composure. That's also one of the strong suits or one of the main tools you need to be a strong player in the future. And, you know, it's still just so tough. These characters could have so many tools, but it's how you really utilize them both in the training room as well as in live combat.
Yeah, I couldn't actually phrase that better myself. You have to be able to apply those things when it comes to those sets, as well as make those adjustments. And that's why I kind of praise the first to 10 King of the Hill format. And on top of that, you get to see these other players, how they adjust to it as well. And it's not like, you know, we play this set and then we instantly leave. It's just that these guys sit here, speak to with each other, and it's kind of crazy. But I have some even more news.
We're actually changing gears here.
Yeah, we are actually going to have a double episode next week. It's going to be Street Fighter, ESL King of the Hill, and then Injustice 2 double show feature 4-man invite here at the ESL studio. And I feel like we have some special invitees, you know. I hope I'm going to be on the list. I'm going to get into this Injustice thing, too. I want to see how it plays out. You guys should definitely stay tuned. Twitch.tv/ESL. And, of course, follow ESL on Twitter if you guys want more news. I mean, it's right there. It's right there. Either way.
Right here. Be sure to follow all the latest and greatest in news for the next couple of King of the Hills, because it's going to be explosive.
Explosive action here at ESL King of the Hill.
I love that.
Mr. Vicious, it's been a pleasure.
Hey, man. Steve, it was awesome.
Well, we will be back next week if we can get a look at the brackets to show you guys who's going to be playing. I believe we have LTG, Low Tier God himself, versus the Smiley, not when you play him in tournament, Footwork. That guy is quite the talker. And as you can see by this photo of 801Strider, he is quite happy that he is the king right now, fitting right in hand.
Yuck.
With the
Yuck.
with the Laura photo right next to it. So,
What a chess player.
well played by Brian F. Make sure you guys go and follow Mr. Brian F. And of course, you've seen 801Strider. So you got all the info you need. But next week, we're going to have a double show. We're going to have ESL King of the Hill, and then we're going to have Injustice 2 4-man invitational. We might or might not have a new king next week as well. So ESL giving you guys everything you need to see, including the fighting game community, and of course, Injustice 2 hot on its heels. And Vicious was here to talk about video games with us.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's a good day to end on. I mean, that's a note that I'm worthy of saying goodbye on. Make sure you guys follow all the respective channels. I am Tasty Steve.
And I'm Vicious. We'll see you guys for the next one.